Check. All right, we are live at Slate Billiard Club. I got Zach Boss with me. I already asked Andy the question. Okay, Kennedy. Million.
You didn't ask me.
I didn't yet?
No.
All right, so Andy's next then. Ladies first. 9-foot spot shot for $1 million. What Minnesota player do you have shoot it for you? Minnesota player.
Jesse Engel.
Jesse Engel?
Yeah.
Ooh, Jesse's on the board. He finally made it to the board. I'll tell you what the board is later. How about you, Andy?
For $1 million, Mario.
Mario Pereno?
Yes.
Copy that. Good luck, you guys. We got Zach Boss with you. Well, looks like Kennedy won.
Kennedy won. Would they leg or flip? I wasn't watching.
I think they lagged.
Okay.
I was walking in. You were supposed to be
I
paying
was
attention.
talking on the phone when I was supposed to be watching already.
So,
Race to 11. Kennedy and Andrew.
that was just the door locking.
Oh, gotcha.
You're locked in,
Okay.
Zach, until it's hill.
Right.
I'll get you rations like water. And
Okay,
candy.
I brought my own rations. All right.
Dry break, good spread though. Did she hit second ball? I
She
think.
did do a second ball. No, Andrew I was talking with him. He said he was working on his break a little this week, getting ready. This is gonna be a good match.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's gonna win this because Kennedy's up and coming, and Andrew's always been capable. So
Yep, I know his game real well, and I know Kennedy's game not as good, but I hear great things. She's gonna be one of the. I love her style of play.
woohoo! Just like that, 31 people watching. Everybody's ready.
Hung that one.
And yes, Ken, I'll keep Zach posted on the news feed. I'll show you what Kenny said.
I think
Let's
this would be a good
go.
one to try to follow the 7 in, if she has the right angle on it, and then that would eliminate a lot of these problems. She doesn't have to do much because you have the 6 right there waiting for you. The 1 goes no problem. So if she can get this 7 to drop after the 15, you got to make sure you hit this 15 square. Is the most important part for that 7 ball to go after. She's got room to bridge. I think that's the shot I'd like to play. That's what she's calling. You don't want to hit these with top, and you don't want to crank them super hard. The most important thing is a square hit from the 7 to the 15. If anything, the most you want to do is a medium speed below center ball. Looks like she missed a little. Played a safety.
Ooh!
I think she played that. She called it just in case it went in, so it threw me off. But that was a great shot. Get that out of the way. Left him a 2-rail kick. He's gonna have to call something. Kind of like maybe a 2-rail. He's going 1-rail. It's nice. Break it up. Break up the problem. But now she's got an open table to run out. I always say just grind through the first couple games in these challenge matches, this tournament, because they're the toughest. And if you get out to a good lead, everybody's playing catch up. I think it's the most important thing. So this would be a great opening rack to win. And she plays in here, right?
Yeah, she plays on the big tables though.
So she's familiar with the
Yeah,
atmosphere and
she's
the
definitely-
equipment. Is
Knows the balls. All the balls are the same.
You know, your equipment in here is second to none.
Yeah, we baby it and doctor it and
Yeah,
love
no,
it.
it's treated very consistent. Good shot. Be great if she could get the 1 out early, so it gives that 2 a little home to go to. And St. Paul's the 1, so if she can hold this, 4 ball. I know the tables are fast. If she can hold this, or maybe even nick the 12 ball to get your angle on the 1, this is what I'd be looking at right away. If she has the angle to get that 1 out of there, so then the 2 has a home.
Yeah, we were talking to Brian Brecky before we came in here, and she spars with him some mornings, on the 9-footer. Gets
Yeah.
to play sets, big table 9-ball sets,
Yeah.
so and he's so helpful, He'll tell you anything about pool you want to know.
Yeah, he had nothing but good things to say about Kennedy and her game, and said I would enjoy calling this one.
I can be Team Kennedy since you're friends with Andrew.
Sure. I always like to ask in the comments. Put down who do you think's gonna win, so we get an idea of who do you think's gonna.
Yeah.
If you're watching, type in a name of who you think's gonna win. That was a great shot, great slow roll early on when you're kind of jumping in the set. Your nerves are still a little, and not getting used to the table yet. That was a good shot. Looked simple, but that was tough.
Jeff Watts, this is Zach Boss, a higher level player. He's from the Twin Cities. He's like our maintenance guy.
She came up a little shy on that one, just a touch. I would say now you have to abandon that too. It's all right. You can get back on it. Don't rush anything. You got the 3 hopefully goes by, the 5. I only say don't take it not because it's a makeable shot, but it's just you don't know how it's going to react if you cut that in off those other balls for the most part. Good recovery. A little thin, but I think you can use the 10 ball here. Depending on the angle that this cue ball goes into the 10, you could even hit it with a lot of draw and get back up on that 1. The cue ball might come up towards the side, or you could just slow roll it and use the 6. So she went top. If she wants to be aggressive here, there's the shot on the 2. And I think all you have to do is make this. I know it's a little fast. Hit it with a little pace. You'll get 1, 2, 3 rails. Might give you a back cut on the 6 to come back around for the 8. Just looking, there's a safety option too. I like how she thinks it out. She plans all of her steps. Looks like she's trying to get behind that 8 ball. It's a little follow. Leave the cue ball where her fingers are somewhere. She came up a little light, but that's still good. I like Aaron on the safe side when you have a shot you're unsure of, because now he's got to earn it. There's no selling out. He's got to think hard for a safe here, or he's got to come with a combo or some kind of thin cut where he's standing. I like that. That was a good play. Left her tough.
Left her in the corner.
Left her tough.
Matt was wearing the ultimate pool shirt last night. Kennedy's got it on. That's her league. I'll fill you guys in later. The nights you can join. She runs the league.
So I think a shot here would be. I like moving the 2 because right now it's in a horrible spot and you don't want to not touch it and then try to get back down there. So I think you play it safe. So I don't know if she can hold the 2 over by that pocket to clog up his stuff and send the cue ball down back kind of where she left it last time. Maybe get behind that 8 ball, or you bank it out between, it looks like the 9 and the 12, and send it back out towards the other pocket and get the cue ball down there by the 8. But either way, I'd like to create some distance, send the cue ball up table. Hopefully get the cue ball behind the 8, almost where she was trying last time. I think it's easier to do this shot using the 6, but you don't want to leave your 2 ball there if you don't have to. So I think looking at this, I'm just going for the 6 here. Distance is good. Leave it in the same spot. It's got to go a little bit. All right, let's see if Andrew can clean these up.
Sounds like Jeff Watts and Gordy got to make a bet. Zach Boss talked him into saying who they think they're going to win. Oh. And Mikey says Zach's the best in town. Mike P, we'll see you tomorrow night, Mike. Have a good night off. Zach's got you covered.
Well, it looks like he just made that opening shot. Hopefully that was the toughest. Looks like he's going to set this up 12, 11 on the side, 9, 8. So if he goes that route, this will be the most important shot here. Make sure you get good on the 11 if that's what he looks like he's planning on, shooting the 11 on the side. I can't tell the angle.
Hey, I fixed the overhead last night.
Let's take a look. He's got a little angle. I don't know if I might pull this up, you know, towards the 8 ball. I don't know if I'd play the 11 on the side here. But he got on that great. I mean, that's, well, maybe he got a little, I can't tell, but if he can draw this back, it's perfect. Get on that 9 ball straight. Oh yeah, beautiful. I'd bet he runs this out.
So there's your overhead view, Dean Lanthrop. I fixed it for you last night.
Is Dean complaining again?
Yeah. The balls look pretty clear now for an overhead. I mean, you know, it's tough. That arena light is so bright.
Oh, I almost cursed him.
Andy snuck that
I got her in there.
I'm going to go make sure that they got some music on so they don't hear us talking in here.
Yeah, that would be a good thing.
Yeah, sometimes it's, I mean, there's a speaker right by them.
All right, first game goes to Andrew. Race to a 10 for him, race to 11 for Kennedy. All right, let's see what Andrew's doing for a break here. He's doing it a little different. He's going head ball, it looks like. See if he can get that nice, little softer, controlled. Just missed head ball a little bit on that. When you don't flush those and you hit them soft, just not getting that explosive little pop he went. He went head ball and just missed a click, but if you make a ball, I guess that's what matters.
This is still off the break decision.
Yeah, I think I just like stripes off the top of my head here.
Yep.
I mean,
You don't want to pound the 6 off the 7,
no,
like break
not
speed.
if you don't have
No.
to. It's there. I looked at
Yeah.
that. But too much unpredictability. You know?
Yeah.
Looks like he's going for the 13. Slow down. Go in there. All right. So now you got to go for that 10. I like that 10 first, just to kind of clear it up. And this would be nice too. Just nudge the 1 just a little bit if it's there. Just open stuff up so much more with the 8. And then you got the 15 right now. I just like send that 1. Just, you don't gotta crank it. Just move it towards the 4.
Get it out of the game. There
Right
you
there.
go.
That's perfect.
Nice shot, Drew.
That made this rack so much easier.
Oop, I did forget something here.
I forgot to mark them.
Hey, Mike, we gave Andrew the mark. We gave him the mark.
So I like, obviously, this 15. It's kind of tricky to get on these next set of balls here because the 4 is blocking the angle.
I mean, do you shoot the 11 in the upper left there?
I think you could. I mean, this is fine too. There's
He's
a lot of
going,
ways.
yep.
You can go this way. I like getting the 15 out. Just because then it's the same kind of problem getting back for
Right,
the
that-
11. But, you know, you can... So if you're going to shoot the 15 and then come back and what we were saying, shoot the 11 up by that 9 ball,
Yeah.
you know, you could have just did that when you were perfect on it. You know,
Yep.
then you had 2 ducks up there. You know, unless he wants to go 9, 11. So, I mean, it's just kind of the same angle issue. You got to deal with that 4 is just right in the way. And then if it's
Right.
not, your cue ball is going right towards the side pocket and you're cutting across your, you know, you're cutting across your line.
He didn't cut it enough. Shot it a little straight.
All right, I think these are just pre-game jitters.
Yeah,
here.
they're getting going.
I think you kind of see a pattern about, you know, the 3rd, 4th, 5th game. People start, you know, okay, I've been shooting now.
Yeah, Matt kind of came out shooting last night, and by the end, though, about an hour in, RJ was just flowing and was
Yeah.
loose, and
I was watching that.
he
match
came
a little
back.
bit.
Yeah, he just...
Yeah, he had a good.
And then, you
comeback.
know, Matt made one little small mistake, which, you know, added up, and...
Then you start thinking, oh, he's coming back. So it's hard to tell, but we could do an overhead on this if she can use that 6 and crank it off the 7 there. Can we go to an overhead on this and take a look and see if we can see if that's in play? Oh yeah, I like just cleaning these up a little bit. You don't gotta rip them, but create some, you know, a couple feet of separation. You don't want to lose control, but I mean, I think you want to hit it a little square. That's all right. So when you have all these balls on the table, you got such an advantage. Even if they're screwed up like this and you're watching and you want to learn and get a little better, there's such an advantage to having more balls on the table in this situation. You should never make a mistake. This year you can just slowly take your time, keep leaving them bad. So I think the play here would be is just clear that 2-0, leave them on the rail. You know, you don't want to give him too much space because he can jump it.
Sure.
So I'd say, you know, even sacrifice clearing it out, just hooking them. So I'd say maybe even hit this a little fuller, just so that the 2 ball, you get that cue ball where you want it. If you hit it a little too thin, you know, you could lose it and you could give him a jump. So that's what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
That's all right though. That's just the opening games here. I really like Kennedy's game. She might have got him. Let's see here. Nice pocket speed. And that was a tough rack too to run out with all those balls messed up. So I think everybody's just settling in. So we have 2-0. Is this winner breaks?
Winner breaks.
Winner breaks. Let's see if he hits these a little square. Kind of glanced off the head ball. First break.
Marking his score. Nope, he didn't mark it. Maybe he'll mark it after.
Oh, there he goes.
He didn't hear me. I turned the radio up out there. They can't hear
I
us.
like the digital button thing. I like that. That's nice. All right, let's see if he can hit these a little square. Last time he hit them thin. See if he can get these a little more in the middle here. Yeah, a lot better actually. Had a nice impact. Well, whether he likes it or not, I think he's taking solids. I see an issue with the 3-8. So that's always my first concern as I look at what ball I'm taking and then where the problems are. So this ball is very makeable here, but it's kind of, you got to really follow your cue ball path because it's coming off thin, your rails are fast, everything's clean. This is coming off fast. So I don't know if you can hold this when you're cutting this 7 in. You know, avoid hitting the 2-5. Almost go 2 rails and then shoot the 5 or the 2 back in the pocket that he's shooting by. Or he's playing it safe. I guess maybe there wasn't a shot, but it looks like now she's got the 5 straight in. But again, you got to deal with that 3 still, so. The 3 does go in the side pocket. If you can get good on that 3 in the side pocket, you can shoot it and nudge the 8 ball out of the way a little for the 6. Just a pinch though, you don't want to clog it up with the 14-9. See though, that's down the road. I like how she plans out her routes, thinks all the options, takes her time. She works on her game a lot, doesn't she? I see her. Yeah. She's going to be a force to reckon with.
Nope, she's learning all aspects of it. And now that her dad's not her coach anymore, she's going to get really good. Sorry, Robert. Maybe we should, instead of calling her Kennedy, we could call her Robert's daughter. He's not used to that.
Is she going to go side or all the way down? I can't tell her.
Looks like in the side.
Nice shot. You know, this, if that 1 goes by, can we do an overhead on this? If that 1 goes by, this would be a great opportunity to. I like this right now for the getting this 8 ball, 3 ball. You know, there's a couple things you can do.
Try to hit the 8, or do you try to hit the 3?
Well, I don't like hitting the 8 because I don't think anything good will come out of that. Yeah, that was a good shot. She got very unfortunate.
Very unlucky.
Yeah, very unfortunate. But you know what? It's good though because I think the combo's there. So I mean, realistically, she did her job here, and she has a shot on the 7. If you don't like thinning this right now and you want a little more straight of an angle on that combo, which I think she'll do, is you got the 7 there. So I think everything worked out really good. I mean, I like 7-5 at this point, 7-5-2 combo. But, you know, that combo is tough too because the angle's offset where it's going to slowly drift, you know, behind the 8 or into that pile. So, unfortunately, you want to hit that with some speed. You might want to take care of that. You might want to do it now. This is one you got to be careful. You don't want to lose it too and overshoot the 5. So these are tough. Wow, did she hit that really nice? She made that look really easy.
Wow, on the overhead, it looks like she can make that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I think you can go forward. You can bump the. I think you'd like to go forward though. I think you want to, even though you can make this clean, it looks like. I think you want to spin it, just to avoid more contact with the 13. So then it gives you a straighter shot on that 2 to get on that 3-6 bitter. Because if you get, if it stops where those 2 balls are, the cue ball, then you got to hold it. Yeah, wrong angle coming in. So you don't want to nudge this 13 and have it block you. Shoot that nice.
Yep, just to sneak it.
Yep.
Probably wants to be off the rail more, but she doesn't have to move it much.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. It's just coming up with a plan. I can't tell the angle of this 3-6, but I think this is a combo you're going to want to hit with some pace. You're going to want to hit this hard. I could be wrong.
To get the separation.
Yeah, to get the separation. But the problem is, they're 2 straight, so it's not going to go. If you're not going to get that separation, and it's going to kind of wind up where, and in the, you just got to really spend some extra time on this combo shot and think about, hey, if I put draw on my cue ball, how's it going to affect the 3? Vice versa, top, do I want to roll forward? So that's the fine details when you're looking at these shots, stuff you got to think about. So, I mean, if you hit too much draw on this, it's going to top forward. The 3 ball is going to top forward into the 14, and the cue ball is going to miss the 8 and come back. You're not going to, almost like going a little bit of top here, soft top. The cue ball clears the 8, or the 3 ball clears the 8. The cue ball goes towards that pocket, almost like the cue ball is going to scratch in after. And then hopefully you get a shot for the 3 up table in the corner or in the side. Nice soft top, I think, would be the play here. Just a little off, though, but there's a lot of work left. It's important for Andrew to take his time and get out here. 3-0 lead would be...
Yeah,
it calms your nerves down a little bit, and then you get looser, But I like the race to 11. You know what I mean? It's enough time to make a couple mistakes and still be in the match. So that's nice. You're not.
And I feel Kennedy's more seasoned, like tournament. She plays tournaments like nonstop, but Andy's been at the game a while. So he's, I think they should both be able to shake their nerves here in a couple games, and we'll get to see what their play is like nowadays.
I wouldn't start feeling uncomfortable until it's my opponent has 9. Then
everybody knows I want a hill match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love both these guys and girls.
Yeah, pool's one of those unique games. You just got to wait your turn, and then it's your turn to get 3-4 games, 2 games in a row. And what Mark Weaver says when he's calling them, I really like, is you take it in chunks. If I can just win this game, and then I can just win the next game.
Yep.
Then I'm only down 1 game, and I pretend like we just started and they broke and ran. You just got to give those little... That's a nice shot there, nice and easy.
ACS, I know you're Jack's brother from Arizona. Don't be letting everybody know how good Mike is. Keep that on the down low.
This is good here. Just bring it up to the side pocket.
And yes, I know, Brian, I know you would take Zach in the 699 and under over me. I get that. Not a question.
Oh no, that's the nerves. So he's fortunate he left that in a good spot.
Yep.
But so the shot here.
She has to get him under the 6 so he can't go 1 rail,
yeah,
right?
I think you thin this really good.
Really
thin.
Make sure that he's got to go 2, right?
Yep. I mean, so this isn't foolproof, I mean,
Yep.
Sitting in the pocket, there's a kick, there's a 2-rail kick, but I think that's the shot is you thin this and take away the easy short rail kick. You know what I mean? And you leave him a 2-rail and just hope he misses. Just soft. Oh, perfect.
Yep. And she was practicing them when I got here today.
Okay.
So she was hitting a bunch of little soft touchies,
Yeah, no,
Because
that's
she's a
great,
big table player, and
that's tough. That's a tough shot, you don't want to lose it again. She had just came out about a half inch too far on that 2 ball earlier, and So this pocket's big, you know, you just got to touch the thing almost here and it'll go. Well, missed it. So now,
Still not easy.
still not easy. So definitely don't play another safety again, unless you can really put him in jail. I mean, to create separation, there's, you know, you can sliver the 3 now, and if you get on that 6, I'd say on the 7 o'clock side, if we're looking at the table right now like a clock, you know, that would be a jail shot, and it creates the separation where you can shoot the 3 and then the 6 up in the corner. But I don't know if I'd feel comfortable giving him another whack at this unless you can really get him.
I mean, maybe we look at the overhead.
Yeah,
What about
well-
putting the 6 on the end rail so he can't kick? No, because it really doesn't go by that 8.
So
does
you
it?
see what I'm saying? Like if you thin the 3, like if you kind of put the cue ball where the spot is almost, but closer obviously, and you thin the 3 to get it so it goes past, and then you get the almost like if you push the 3 ball up on the 6. You know, that's
Sure.
where you want to leave the cue ball. Then you don't have a kick any direction. The only shot you might have would be a 3-railer. So I don't like this again because now he's already shot that 2-railer. You
Sure,
and
he can make an adjustment.
You know, he'll make an adjustment. You know what I mean? So I like thinning the 3 and really sticking them. So that was a really good shot
She
there.
did a
because
little extra there and even
yeah,
got
a
him
little
around the
extra.
corner, yeah.
I think he can still say this around. I just don't like giving shots. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the 3 ball goes past now.
Sure, like if she has ball in hand, maybe she could do 3 ball,
Yeah.
6 ball in the upper corner.
Yeah, so it looks like it's still not, you know, and I think he can. So he's got another free whack at it if that 3 doesn't go by. Oh, no, it does. So I think, you know, if you can make you got to be careful you don't touch it. But so the last one he hit too thin, so this one actually forces him to hit a little thicker, which is funny. Yeah, you got that one. Don't scratch. Yeah, you don't want to give him the same shot twice, you know. But that was good. I mean, that was tough all around. I mean, if that 3 went up there, you know, by a 1/8 of an inch, you know, that's a different story. Then all of a sudden it's 1-2. I say to win tournaments, I don't think anybody that wins tournaments would disagree. Not only do you have to play well, things have to go your way just a little bit. Not saying luck out, but things got to be going your way to win. Oh, he hit that really square. That was a good break. Yeah, he said he was working on his break.
He made a bunch of balls there, and,
And
not
he-
much for cluster.
And there was no movement on the cue ball, and he held it to where he wanted, and you know, he didn't overexert himself. What do you like here?
15-14.
15, 14.
Yeah, because if the 13 goes by, the 14 goes to the 13, right? 9 in the side, but the 8's tough. He doesn't have a shot.
I guess for me it would be as if the
3.
13 goes by the 4 ball.
Yeah, that's 100%.
I guess he's taking solid, so it must not go by. And if the 1 ball goes by the 10.
So what's tough on that? The 7 ball now?
Yeah. The 1 ball could be, I wouldn't say tough, but
It's in the middle with a cover ball.
maybe go to the overhead, see what that 7 ball does here. So we know the 5 goes. It's just up for me as if the 1 ball oh, okay, it doesn't go by. Yeah, so the 7 ball comes up by the pocket by the cue ball. So I think he just saved the 5. So even now the angle got all out of whack. That's all right though. I like shooting the 6 ball, and you know, going into the 5 or the 13. Not too hard. I think the 7 goes by the 8. I can't tell for sure, but if it does, must go by one way or another, right? Yeah, one side pocket, I would think. If it does go by the 7 goes on the side by the cue ball, I wouldn't mind bumping the 13. So I think it could even go in the corner here. Looks like that's what he's aiming for. everybody's trying to go by it. I mean, if not, it goes in there. That's really good. Yeah. Yeah, that was a really nice shot there. It's hard to tell where the balls go. Oh, is he just doing a safe? Yeah, nice. Good play. Smart play. I mean, you're up, so you can afford it. He was talking about this earlier on the phone. Is just playing smart. You know, he's up 3 games. Don't take unnecessary risks. That was smart play to take a safety rather than try to force something that wasn't maybe quite there.
Can she thin off this ball and end up by the upper right? You know, kind of like one rail up behind that 15. Maybe?
Yep, it's a tough shot. You know, it's good speed because if you overrun your pile, I don't think she has quite the angle to get like back by the corner down there. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Unless you try to like go around. I don't think she has the angle either way, but I think, yeah, like if you're saying you can thin this, leave it in front of the 4 would be my main goal. Second goal is maybe behind the 15 ball.
Yep.
So that's good. She accomplished, you know.
All
what you
blocking
gotta
4
do.
ball. Yep.
You know, so
don't
does
know
he have a
if-
cut here and he can nudge the 4?
Let's look.
Yes, he does. So
Yep, he can get contact with it.
I almost like shooting the 1 ball and just coming back to it right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you don't know how you're going to come out when you hit these. So I like, you know, it's not going to hurt you. You're going to have the same angle what you have now.
Yep.
So I like taking that 1 ball in the upper corner personally. I could
Getting
be
it
wrong
out of
there.
the deal. Yep.
Yep, getting that away, and then you got the same kind of type of shot here, and then when you go into that 5 full, you know, because now you're just leaving this 1 ball to get back. Oh, he banked it. So again, though, I mean, it's there, but I think he just wants to come up 2 rails, 1 ball in the upper corner, 8 ball in the same corner as the 5. You know, but then again, you're leaving yourself. You know, that's a shot you don't want to do if you don't have to. But he can get really good on this. It's a touchy little shot if you get perfect on that 1 ball. So he's going to try to 2-rail this up towards the 9, you know, and leave himself almost as straight as you can get. Okay.
Ended up with a shot, but
Got a shot.
draw it off the 10, down by the lower right, or what do you do here?
I don't think he's got the angle. I think he just... I don't know if he can draw this back and hit that rail over there and then shoot the 8 ball on the side where the 7 was by.
Yeah, it
Or-
looks like the
yeah,
draw
yeah.
will clear the 10, yeah.
Well, I think you got to draw it. You could set up for a bank on the 8 maybe. I think he might be able to draw it and shoot the 8 on the side. Just don't scratch. Sorry. Gotta shoot those a little slower than you think, so it gives the spin time to grab.
Well,
It's like one of those optical illusion Corey dual draw drills you should do that I tell everybody to do. You gotta trick yourself into shooting it slower so it gives your draw time to catch.
Really grip.
Yeah, you gotta let
yeah.
it grip, you know, especially in conditions like your guys' is in here. The equipment's so nice. You know,
Yeah,
it almost just over
a little
slick.
slidey,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
slidey, yeah. So you just shoot it softer than you think, let the spin do its work, and then give it time, the patience to develop.
I like that she's not just firing balls in here.
Yeah.
She's coming up with a plan.
Well, this is a big game, you know, like you're saying. So run this out. She's more than capable of running this out. I'd be so surprised if she didn't. And then you break and run the next one, and all of a sudden, bang, you know, you got to tell yourself, I'm right in there. It's 2 to 3.
Yep.
You know, just take it in chunks.
This gives her a chance to get her going, get her stroke going, get her
Yep.
little feel going.
Take your time on these, even though it looks super simple. You know, the simple ones get you because you quit thinking, you know, because you think you don't have to.
Yeah, you think you solved the rack, and
Yep.
it's like, no, it's a hard game
Yep.
until the 8 ball's in.
Exactly, and the pressure, you know. So I like what she's doing here. Stop shot, stop shot. She left the duck down there, and, you know, the 8 ball goes in 4, 5, 6 pockets, you know. So I like this. Stop shot again. Or if, you know, whatever she likes, roll forward a little. It's a comfort thing, I think, when you get an out like this. Don't overcomplicate it. I don't know what the textbook out with this would be, I guess. sometimes it's too hard figuring all that out. I think personally I overcomplicate outs like she just did.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
Sometimes you do, yeah.
started working on, you know what, here, just, it's, you know, there's not per se a right or wrong out on something like that. Just pick your ball and focus on making it, you know, like this. You could have went 100 different ways. Just pick it and pick your shape and commit to it.
Do you shoot with this pocket in the side pocket, this 8-ball?
I was just wondering, you know what I mean? I mean,
I'm
at this point, it's a
using-
comfort thing, I'm thinking, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, I'm sure the right thing to do is what she just lined up.
2 rails, middle of the table.
Yeah,
right?
middle table's
kinda
always your
like
friend.
that,
Yeah, you know. Or I mean, even if you're dialed into the equipment, you could just go top, you know, and
Yeah.
avoid that second rail, so you're not cutting across your line. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So just top like this, miss the 8, and come up just like that. Was perfect. I was gonna say miss the 8. That would
Perfect.
probably be textbook.
Yeah,
Because if you use that other rail, you know, you're cutting across your line.
Yeah.
That's.
And I'm always trying
yeah.
to spin the ball too much.
Yeah, that was a great shot, to be honest with you.
All right, Kennedy.
Made that look easy.
Welcome to the match.
You know, and you need that too after you hit just takes one good shot, you know, like that one.
Yeah. It's funny because the last 2 stream matches, they don't sit in these chairs in the actual really comfy pools. They sit up on the,
Just looks like everybody left.
up on the steps. Yeah. It's like,
Can't see him squirming. In
I
the
did.
chair.
Last night I thought someone went to the bathroom, but RJ was sitting up on one of the comfy chairs. You know,
You want to separate yourself. Why don't you get heart rate monitors? We can throw that up on there and see
right.
who's nervous. I mean, Kennedy's so young and in good shape. Her heart rate probably wouldn't get above 100 the whole match. Mine would be at like 175.
Looks like she's doing head ball break real close to the rail there.
Yeah, I think she switched it. I think she didn't have the success she wanted with the first one, and you know, I like the distance she's putting that at, so you get the pop on your break. She got a good result there. She just missed a little like Andrew did the first game, but I mean, he did what you're supposed to do is you make a ball and create some separation there. So now I can't tell if you can make the 14 or not. It would be nice if you can, but you got the 11. The 10 goes. Yep. So, some thinking to do here. I would like solids, but the problem is I don't think she has a good opening shot. I think the 6-ball does go by the 5 if you take your time. But I think she's going to have to wind up. I mean, what do you want to go for? There's a shot. I guess there's the 7 off the 1, but it's how much risk do you want to put into that? I think I would wind up just settling for stripes. At the end of the day, I think it's real important you just make your ball.
Are you shooting the 10 ball or the 13 ball?
Well, I kind of like either the 13 or the 11.
11 ball, you know.
Because even the 11 gives you the angle. You can kind of create something to happen with the 9-8. So, and that gives you the angle to do that. She playing a safety, maybe? Okay.
She's like, no, Andrew,
Yeah,
you
no.
can beat me from
Yeah.
here. If you can beat me from here, then go ahead.
Well, that's nice. You know, don't like the spot you're in. Put your opponent in that spot. I could take a lesson from her. I'm an aggressive player, so I'm always looking at these wild stuff. Looks like he's going to go right after the 1 here. No, he's playing safety. Sorry. See, that's my aggressiveness. So I don't know
Andy's like, no, you go.
Yeah.
No, you go.
somebody's going to have to go here, guys.
Somebody.
No, yeah. So I don't know. There's shots. You know, I think there's the 6. You know, and now things opened up.
Sure.
You know,
Now the
so-
suits, both suits are kind of
Yeah,
more
you know,
like
I think the
going, now we're
9
going.
goes, the 14 goes, the 10 goes. We know that. We just looked. I like shooting the 6 here. Now that stuff broke up, but then so now do you like this shot better than one of those shots off the break?
Sure.
You know
right?
what I mean?
Because now you're shooting.
So now you're shooting a shot that's 4 times, 5 times as hard as a shot on the break because maybe you just had to nudge a ball. But it opened up, so that's something to think about. Great shot.
And that's why Kennedy plays big table.
Yeah.
And you do too, right?
Not anymore.
No,
I mean,
no.
at home I do a little because I got a 9-footer, but
Okay.
I spend a lot of time playing bar pool. I just
Yep.
kind of I like it.
It's in the
I
Midwest.
play better on it, so it's easier.
Yeah, I get that.
So now the 2-ball, I think it still goes. Can we go to a overhead? Let's see here. No, it does not.
No, she's tucked in.
So now that's what I'm focused on right now. So there's not really a good breakup ball for that. So Andrew has a breakup ball or 2 for that. The 9-ball does the breakup on the 14. I like, what you could do is you could roll this 1-ball forward and you could thin cut the 7 and you could go into that 14-2.
Nice. I like it. Yeah, you could follow
You
it.
don't really have a shot. I mean, there's just not really a good breakup ball because you got to break that up, and you almost have to play it where you want to get shape on the 2. It's nice to have a breakup and then a ball sitting somewhere. The 3's covered, so she can't shoot that. It's going to take the 1-ball to shoot now to get on it.
Is she thinning the 7?
I don't know, she may be trying to cut the 7 in and break it up now, maybe 2-rail. That'd be a good shot. 2-rail, 1-rail. Just missed. Oh, she got it.
She got it.
Yeah, nice. That turned out really good.
Give her some love.
Nice shot, Kennedy.
Okay, 3 in the side, dude. She got her problem ball, right? I mean, it's not the
Yeah,
easiest
no,
shot,
I'll take
but
that
I mean,
now.
like,
Oh no, I mean this
it's a
is
game-winning shot if you put her
yep.
down.
If you 3-1-5 2-8, I like it. Another good thing about a good player is their creativity is huge. I mean, like that 7-ball. I mean, I didn't see it. A lot of people probably didn't see it. And
Right.
She's
like,
you
I'm
went
just
for it.
gonna back cut
you went
this.
for it, and you get the breakout. And
Well, and it was a smart shot for the fact that the 7 could have hung in his corner
exactly,
too. So
exactly,
now you got a pawn in the way too.
and now, you open it up now, and then shots like that wins the game.
She's trying to not move much after shooting this 3, so she's looking to see if the 1 goes in the.
Yeah, so the problem is the 13's there, and you don't want to shoot over it, and that's kind of the angle you want for, to get on the 5. I mean, you could go 3, so, you don't want to be on that side. I mean, you can draw back, so you know what I mean? I would like to have been straight on the 5, and then you can roll forward a little, and then you got the 2-1 rail up to the 8. I mean, she could have came out a little harder on that.
She's
and then
kinda
did
gotta be
5-2.
below the 10 now, right? Because you don't want to run into the 14 when you're shooting the 2-ball, right?
Yeah, so
on
I
her
mean,
next shot.
so maybe she was trying to come out even further and go behind the 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like come behind the 15. I mean, I think something's still here. Maybe you can go in between the 15 and the 10, and then get that angle you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's just. It's hard to tell what she's gonna do. The angles ain't perfect on the camera here.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like maybe she can go right past them. Maybe she's straight enough.
Or even right between them, right?
Yeah.
Like, and just drop down into the.
The thing is, you don't want to nick the 15
Oh,
ball on
yeah.
on the backside. Don't make something that's not there. And with these tight pockets, people, it's a big, so just don't nick the 15 and hook yourself. Either go into it or go around it. It's a choice. See what happens. Just nicked it a little bit. But you know what? Now that really complicated stuff for Andrew.
Yeah. Andy
I mean,
does
now
not.
there's some thinking. So
It almost looks like the 10's wired in the side.
No.
Maybe not. No. Come on, right now
Yeah,
he gets
right.
you, right?
Well, what do we do here? Let's see. The 1-ball's sitting in a good spot. If you leave it up table, she's got that. She's got the 5-ball on the other side, so it's hard to hook. How about just thinning the 9-ball, and getting the cue ball behind the 8. Not all the way, but, just leave it on the rail somewhere down there.
Yeah.
By that first diamond, kind of, and then just enough so you can't shoot the 5. The 2-ball doesn't go up table. You can't bank it, and you can't bank the 1. So I like just pushing off the 9-ball, and getting to about that first diamond. So I think that one ball, oh, he tied up the 5. I mean, there's a shot here I like. I like going for this one ball and breaking out that, oh, I don't know, that might be tough now they look at it like this.
The overhead is deceiving
Yeah, it
sometimes.
is. Looking at it like this, I'm not sure if that one goes by or not. I mean, I'm sure it could, but the shot I'm talking about, if you want to break out the 10, I'd say you want to break out the 5, but you want to hit the 10 here softer. I don't know, this is tough all around. Because of the amount of balls on the table, I like to be aggressive here if I'm Kennedy and go for something. Maybe a lot of inside spin on this and break that mess out by the side.
No, Dean, we're not having a 699 and under. Brian DeLuna made that up.
Well, I think she went for my shot there. That was such a tough shot when you're trying to max spin like that and control a tight shot like that.
Does Drew try to like follow the 14 in and just leave her under there? Because those balls are no good.
Yeah, there's no point in rushing it. Like I was saying earlier, you got mega advantage because, you know, trick is just get it there. You know, don't forget this 14 ball is going to be leaving again. You don't want to clear it, you know. Got to get it there. That's the trick. If you're going to do that shot, you got to get it there.
He might have left her a little too much there.
Oh, yeah, she's got shots. She's got the 5 ball. She's got the 2 ball. I think you're set up for, I don't know, looks like you're set up for almost a scratch shooting the 5 ball right now.
Okay.
Unless she's got enough to even cut it in, you know, the side. She could cut it in the side. If it's not a scratch, you could shoot it up in the corner. Here's options. You could even shoot the 2 ball, you know,
Sure.
Come out and then give yourself an angle on the cut, you know. So, with that being said, yeah, I mean, you should never, on an open table, should never leave, you know, your opponent a shot like this when you have that many balls if you're trying to safety. Yeah, that was an error on Andrew's part.
Yeah. It looked like he tried to put a bunch of left spin, maybe to twist it under there a little bit, and it just didn't.
Didn't hit hard enough to get to the rail and catch.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's understandable how fast these tables play, you know, if you overdo it, you know.
Yeah, afraid you're going to overdo it. And
so this is a tough shot, too, you know. You want to make sure you avoid the 8 ball. That's a tough one.
So what did she leave Andy here?
A redo.
A redo. I mean, follow it in, Andy, and then all your balls will be good. You know what I mean? He definitely wants to get these balls ready.
This one's a little tougher, too, because I think of the angle. You almost got to, you know, avoid the 9 with the ball. Is that the 11 ball or the 15 ball?
Yeah.
So you got to avoid it, and at the same time, when you give it that angle, the cue ball might nick the 9, and then it won't go behind it.
Right.
So just take your time. The rule number 1 is just make sure you don't leave her a shot here. I think that might be all right.
Yeah, because the scratch is so in place, she can't be a shooter anyway.
I think now you might be able to even, if she can see it, you know, now you can draw out of this. You know, you got to jack up a little. You don't have to overdo it because you have such nice conditions in here.
Yeah, she pointed right at that 10, like, even if I could draw it into that 10 and just bump, you know.
I like avoiding the 10. You know, you can just hit in between the side and the 10.
Sure.
And then it'll come out, you know, past the 11 ball.
Yep.
You know, past the 11, you'll have the 2. Or maybe she can even cut it in. See if she jacks up, then we'll know if she's going in the corner. So it looks like she's swerving it a little bit here. Or no, is she jacking up? Must be jacking up. I like her making this one. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, just a little stun shot into the rail here. There's a lot of options. Looks like she's going almost a little inside, too. Oh, just missed her. A little thick.
Tough shot.
All right. Well, I wonder now if he can use the 14 and can he hit the 14 ball or is he hooked?
Or are we gonna still try the safe, Andy? Are we gonna still try to
Yeah.
get? Now he's just got to do it just to do it. Yeah, if he can make the 14 and break them, I like it. But he's going
He
down.
must not. I like leaving the most balls as possible on when I do stuff just for that many extra options. But I don't know. Maybe it was hooked. I mean, now I would definitely be thinking about getting on the 14. Just a little inside center table, just enough to make it. So he's going back for the 10 ball.
Looks like he didn't want the 10. Yeah.
I don't like saving stuff till the very end because I just,
I
you know
copy
what
that.
I mean. I almost go out of my way to do it right away.
Yeah,
Because-
even if you got to go
yeah.
way back and get that other ball, it's like,
Yeah.
no, I need to get.
Yeah. Yep.
You're winning the game if you can solve them.
Yeah, to an extent. I
solve
just,
it.
now it almost looks like he's not going to have the angle for the breakout.
Now he's gonna have to play safe again.
All right. We know this shot, right? Nick the 9.
Come on,
underneath it. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. He hit that maybe speed 3,
Yeah.
instead of speed 1. So this one, do you draw a little bit into the 1, or do you just kind of
Well, I'd go up there and I would actually look at the tangent line close up,
see? Yeah,
and
make
see
sure
how-
it's
yeah.
what you think it is.
Yeah, make sure. I think it's from here. It looks like it's a stun into it.
Okay.
I mean, I think
Yeah, rolling
just-
ball
yeah.
would drop below it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a shot I wouldn't be interested in drawing, because of the distance, and I mean, there's no
Yeah.
need to. But yeah, I think the shot here would just be, if you're looking at the tangent line there, would just be stun into the 1, and push it towards the corner pocket over
Yeah.
there.
Slide the cue ball the whole way.
Yep. You can go top too and use the bottom rail. It's just you don't want to scratch. Yeah, either way, it's all good. I think she'll get out here. That'll be nice. Now
2
it's just-
rails to the middle of the table.
Yeah, let's check the overhead once and see if she's got 2 rails for the side. Oh no, she's got 2 rails to the 5 and the 8 in the same pocket. So I don't like leaving myself long there. Hopefully she's checking the line. I like definitely 1, 2,
Sure.
and coming
Getting
up
closer. Yeah.
So I don't like a soft shot here. I like doing 1, 2 and coming up a little more.
Me too. I'm moving there.
I think the angle got a little funky too now. Just barely, maybe a ball on the wrong side of the 5. I would almost go top now and shoot the 8 ball on the side past the 11,
Yep.
just because of the
the
angle.
angle is there.
I mean,
for
it's
the
just
net.
to
Yep.
hold this. It's a tough shot to hold, and then I'm holding for, in my opinion, worse shape. So hopefully she does top here and goes down to about that 2nd diamond or 3rd diamond almost. Oh no, she was perfect. That looked way different on the screen.
Right.
Nice shot. It looked like it was
Stunned
back
over.
cutting.
Nice
yeah,
shot,
beautiful
girl.
shot. Nice. There we go. Just like that. 2-3. Yeah, sometimes I apologize. The angles look a little different, and inside here, it almost looked like that was.
Yeah,
getting-
we're watching
yeah.
it on the camera.
Yeah.
We don't have blinds for the window yet,
Yeah.
so we can watch it live as well.
Yeah,
We're
it
working on
looked
that.
a little different. That was a good out. Just like that, 2-3. And then, you're got to be thinking, hey, Andrew in the chair, what mistakes did I make there? I was at the table, 5 times and I didn't win. So that sets in people's minds. Let's see if she makes an adjustment. She made a ball last time. She went head ball. She kind of glanced off.
Yeah, she glanced to the left,
Yep.
so let's see if she makes the adjustment.
All right, same spot. A little further out, I think, even. Yep, she did make an adjustment. That was nice. A little bit on the other side, but it looked good.
Okay.
Ooh. I like solids.
6 ball first.
Yeah, 6 ball first.
It's not a real easy out though, is it?
No,
You gotta get good on a
yeah,
couple
a
balls.
couple balls. The 2 ball's funny. I would say I would take stripes all day. I mean, the 9 ball goes. You know, you could set
Sure.
up for the 9 ball, and then, you know, when you cut it in, you could go inside English, come off 3 rails, and the 15 will bump the 6, create some separation. You could do that too. Could get on it right now. You know, do a 2 rails up past the 5 and get on that 9 ball. That's not a bad. This is either or for me. I might have changed my own mind. Yeah, it looks like she's lining it up right now.
They both are good.
Yeah, the 2 ball's funky, you know, but the
have a
1's
little-
right there. You could go in the back. Yeah, this will be a nice out, either one.
Last night I got yelled at for chewing on camera.
Chewing? Were you smacking your lips?
Had a candy bar.
Oh,
I'm like, you know, they don't feed us, Zach.
Yeah.
We're gonna be here for 4 hours and they're
Yeah.
not gonna feed us.
well, you think that's a cooler full of ice waters I brought in? Slow down. I mean, honestly, bump it and be great. Yeah, that's a good shot.
Not hating that.
No, that's nice. I mean, I think you still have to shoot the 9, but I mean,
Yeah, shoot.
just take a thin. You know, you could draw back right now with the 9 and just take a nice thin cut on the 15, and all your problems are over.
Yep.
Again, you know, this is when you want to shoot a little softer. Just let the spin, because you know the angle's gonna want to pull it out towards the middle. But yeah, this will be. Yeah, she hit that really nice. Is it all ball falls, or no?
No.
So that's even better. A good trick I tell people is just line up how you want to shoot it and shoot right through the 6 ball. And if you bump it, just say, "Oh, sorry. Do you want it back?" You know,
Yep,
honestly,
yep.
play the rules. You know,
Yep.
if you're worried about it, you know, it doesn't make a difference. Just line up and power your stroke. And yeah, sorry, I bumped it.
She's looking like the 15 might go. No.
No. You can do this and then go 2 rails and get good on that, 2 or 3 rails and get good on that 13. So yeah, that's really nice.
You shoot the ball by the side now.
Yeah, if you got it, you know, because if you just do a little draw, I mean, then it eliminates your problems too. But I mean, I
Ball by the side, then the 15, 11,
Yeah,
and shoot the
15,
10
yeah.
in the upper right.
I'm torn right now. You could do, if you don't like bridging over these balls on this cut, you know, when you're bridging over the top of them,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it can masse a little or whatever. But I mean, it's not horrible. I mean, if you can shoot the 15 or the 13 now, yeah, either way, I would be good with either one of those balls.
And I think the 10 goes by the 11.
Yeah, it looks like it does.
Yep.
I mean, how nice would this be? A nice break and run, 3-3.
Like I said, this match will go hill because
Yeah.
that's what we all want.
That's what we do. Yeah.
I don't think Kennedy wants that. I think Kennedy wants to win like 11-5.
People watching think this is a real tournament.
This is a staged,
Staged event. Okay, big
Come
bounce.
on, baby, bounce. Yep, she's out
I don't know now if she got too far out on
for
the.
that strike ball.
I don't know. I
She
can't
was
tell
on
up
it.
here.
You said that earlier. When you get on a ball
Yeah,
like
I can
that,
take it. If it doesn't matter, you know, if it, you know, like you could draw back, but I don't know. Maybe let's do overhead. See if it's See if the overhead shows us.
we're up
something
to
different.
212 viewers. Me and Zach are trying to break the record. It's 254. That's the Slate Billiard Club record for people watching, so please share the stream
Yep.
if you're out there.
Turn on all your devices.
Yep,
In the other room.
Yeah,
Yep.
the living room.
Tablets.
The hidden computer in the garage.
If you're a little kid at home, throw your grandma's on.
Yep.
So it's going to be tough now getting on the 8. When I say tough getting on the 8, what I really mean is tough getting on the 13 to get on the 8. Well, I think a lot of people make mistakes is just not giving themselves a chance, and they get a little too perfect. So just get yourself on this 13, and if you have to, take a center table cut on the 8 ball. There we go. See, is he going to call a ref on this one? No, it goes good.
No, yeah, it's clean.
So, yeah, no.
And she can draw back with a
Yeah.
little tick off that, too.
Yeah, that's what I said. So don't get crazy on this, trying to get on the back side of the 7. Just draw it back, like a... Yeah, see, like, don't try to get back to that rail. I like just getting... 6 inches where she is now back. Draw back, nick off that 2, even if you're a little further away. Take a 45-degree cut on the 8. Because a 45-degree cut on the 8 is better than hooked on the 7 ball every time.
And the Stever, don't worry, I'm not offended that you had your TV on mute.
It's better when you listen. Watching pool is better when somebody's talking. Depending on how much she can bite off on this ball, she might be able to hit that 2-ball fuller. And it's hard to tell in here without really looking at it, but I mean, you could draw it back to that, other rail.
Right.
Underneath the side
Sure,
pocket,
sure.
But like I said, I just draw it
I
back to
don't
the
mind
tip of
that.
your fingers. You know what I mean? Yeah, right there. That was a great shot. Just take the cut.
She's got to look at it.
I don't know if she's playing off the 5 ball or the 4 ball. Like
Sure.
a carom.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
It looks like it's in play, huh?
I wouldn't let you just, what would you, if you shoot this shot 10 times in a row, do you carom it 10 times or do
I
you
play
cut
one
it?
pocket, so I'm
Yeah.
cutting this.
Yeah,
I know I
I'm
can make.
cutting it,
I can hit
yeah.
the end rail, right? You
Yeah.
hit it thin enough. You're not the scratch ain't in play if you hit it thin enough. She's well capable of making this shot.
Yeah, I like what you did there. I just like taking the cut. You don't gotta hammer it. You don't gotta. Another misconception is when you're cutting the ball thin, people think you gotta hit it a little harder. I mean, you'd be surprised if you make a good stroke how soft you can actually hit these thin cuts and they go. So I'm not sure the aim point that she's doing.
Well, we've been at it for 1 hour. It's 3-2. Kennedy's trying to drain this 8 to make it 3-3.
I like how she takes her time, because she understands how important this is. This is, a 2-game swing if you miss this. Otherwise, it's tied up. So
Yep.
one shot, could make or break the match here. I like how she, it's just this one shot right now. All my job is to make this ball. I don't have to worry about shape. I just need to put a good stroke on this. I'd say just light draw so you don't scratch. Soft. Oh, yeah. Just missed it. Darn it, that was tough.
Good try.
That was a good try. I know Andy's been sitting kind of a while, and
Yep.
he's got to be feeling like he could have did better on the last 2 games. But again, you got so many. I mean, even if you miss anywhere, the 3 balls in the way.
Yep.
I mean, it's got to help you when you're doing your run out here. Just freeze up on the 2.
Wow. Holy cow, Andy. Well, he's gonna have to move now.
I don't know. Maybe the 1 goes. I
think he's
shouldn't be a
gonna
big deal.
shoot it, yeah.
Oh yeah, just safe. The thing is, So you always have the advantage with all those balls, but I don't like giving unnecessary. I mean,
Free kicks.
do you want Shane Van Boning shooting this shot when you're getting no?
Right, no.
But then with that being said, too, do you want, people?
Is she gonna jump
all
just 3
levels.
rails on the side?
No, I think he kicked this in the corner. But all levels of players, they find a way to make these.
Yeah,
their competitive edge comes out.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if this. I like maybe kicking this in
You
the
kick
corner.
it like above the 6 and then try to spin into it.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Is the scratch in play there?
If you hit it right, I
Not
don't
if you
think
hit it
so.
enough, yeah,
No, I don't.
yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think you got the juice to get it there if it does even. But yeah, she's jumping. She's gonna jump. That's what's funny. She jumped the 3 railer like you said. I don't know if it clears the 2. Not the cue ball, but the 8 ball. I mean,
We're up to 237. Me and Zach are creeping close to the record here.
we'll get there.
Appreciate you guys. I'm sure the Smooth Criminal fan club is
Yeah.
helping us. And Andy's one friend, me.
I know. I'm watching you in here, Andy, on my phone. No, I like this shot too. It seems easier. I don't know if it'll go by the 2 ball. Like if you hit this right, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I think the 2 is in the way. I could be wrong. I think she might have miscued there.
Yeah, Andy's. I think he's gonna start with the 3, the way he's looking.
Yeah.
Just so he doesn't have to try to get shape on it later.
Yeah, I like that right now. Let's get the 3 out of there. I mean, you got so many balls on the table. I know it's a little touchier shot, but I think you just draw in between the 6-8. You know what I mean? I would go off the rail even. I mean, because then you're coming down. You got the 2 ball over here. You can get on the 7. You got the 5-2. So my problem right now, which isn't even a problem, is the 5-1. So I'm thinking 3 to get that out of there. And then I'm thinking 5. So I'm thinking however you want to get there. I got my plan, but I would go 3-5.
So it looks like he's gonna go maybe 7-1,
Yeah.
maybe, or does he have too much angle?
Yeah, that's tough to tell. So I think he got right in between them. So I don't know if he was trying to hold it for the 5 or go over more for the 7, but shouldn't be a problem, just make your ball. So now you can go 1 ball.
Nice shot.
1-5-2-6.
Yeah, we thought Kennedy was maybe gonna tie her up there, and she had a tough 8 ball though. Low percentage for even Zach Boss.
She, well, this got 22, didn't it? I really like the 5 ball, but he went
Yeah.
long, and now, you're going to be so far away. I almost like just shooting the 5 and 1, 2, 3 rails center table. Because now you're just, either way, this is fine, but you're zigzagging back and forth with a couple of long shots,
Yeah,
So now I got funny again.
got funny a little long, yep. But at least he stroked that in, didn't
Yeah.
decelerate, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
He might have been going for the 2 ball there, which is fine, but, I like going, 5, then 2, then 8 on that one. This is fine, too. It's just, a lot of back and forth. But I'm pretty positive he's out. Yeah, beautiful there.
Good out, Andy.
That was a big game. All right, 4-2. looked like a pretty good break there. I like this. You got a little questionnaire.
Yeah, everybody that was in the tournament filled out a questionnaire for the tournament director, and like what kind of cues they play with, where they're from, how many years. So
Yeah, Andrew's a cue maker now. I think not for a job, but it's his hobby, and
yeah,
he's made me a nice stick, and
He
he's
does
made a lot. Yeah,
really
his
pretty
sticks turn out
stuff.
beautiful. Yeah, I look at that. It says, "Where are you from?" He's in Maplewood, and yeah, he's got a little hobby cue shop in his garage. It's pretty nice. He's got all types of wood. I've been in there a few times. Who was your biggest inspiration in the pool world? Zach. Oh, what?
it says Zach on there.
No. Oh, Buddy Hall. Sorry.
Oh, buddy, same thing.
So there's some work here. Is this off the break?
I think so.
So 4 ball's a little funky. 7 ball. Looks like a 13 ball or the 15 ball. Yeah, there's some. So looks like he's going stripes. I mean, I think all you have now is the 10. I don't know if you can. If you can draw off the rail and come back and break out, So I don't like getting rid of all my balls if I'm trying to do a run out. So he's gonna play it safe here, which is nice. Yeah, he left her in a tough spot. I don't know if this is right or not, but just something that crossed my mind. You could maybe even leave that, shoot your 4 ball and leave that ball tied up down there in between the 5-3. That way it breaks up your ball. Chances are both yours ain't going to be tied up, so you can break it out, but he's going to have to work, and he doesn't really have a breakup ball for that.
I love it. Mike Painkoff would love that too.
Yeah. It's funny in these 8-ball games, you quit thinking about how to win and how to screw your opponent.
Yeah, right. Here, Andy, I'm going to put your stripe right here. Try to win. She looks like she's going to hit the 2.
Yeah, you could do the 2 and break it up. I mean, oh no, never mind. Well, she broke it up. How's it going to turn out?
Well,
Pretty good.
He doesn't have much.
No, he doesn't have anything except maybe a cut on the 10, I mean. Or what is that, the 14? Cut on the 14 ball up the rail. I mean, then you got to think how you're going to break out your ball on the backside of the 4. 8 balls in Mark Weaver's favorite spot.
Nothing fun about this one, Andy.
I mean, yeah, you go off the rail here, make the 13. How about a... No, you don't want to do that. Now it's tough to play a safety because all her balls are broken up. That's going to make things interesting. She's got options.
Thanks, Eric McFeeders. You understand how cameras work probably better than me, but I'm starting to get these dialed. This overhead looks pretty clear.
Almost like maybe shooting the 7 ball. I think you can hold it with spin. Shoot the 7 here. Use your 3 ball to come forward, break out that 4. And you got the 6 sitting right there. You can use this ball to get on the 8. It's alright, I think she can get on it here. Break out the...
Are you trying to move the 8 here?
I would have shot it up. You got to get really good, but I think you could have shot it up. I think if you do move it, you're just... move it to where, you know what I mean?
Right, yep.
Go into the 10 ball with the 7, but then you got to get great on the 7. So that's what I say. I kind of like the 2 to get on the back side of the 8. Just get good, just get on the rail. But that's done anyway, so there's no point in talking about it. But I think she can break up the. Right here, you got to get this 4 ball broke up. So I think you break it up right here, and the good thing about that is then you got the 6 ball, so you don't have to hit it hard either, just enough to create like 2 inches of separation. So just comfortable speed to where you're gonna nudge it. That's all you had to do. Now you got a longer shot on the 6 here. Maybe. Looks like she does. I think she's got the angle to even go top if she wants to, and then come up for the 4 or the 7. Couple options if you cut this 5. You can miss everything, like I think is what she's setting up for, to go up and down. Maybe come back for the 4 ball even on the side. Or you could just go into the 15 ball softer. So I like that. Don't hit anything. Or hit it. That's good.
Oh, and the Stever only had us muted because he was on the phone with his mom. Okay. So it's okay. It
Well,
wasn't us.
Well, hopefully she was telling her to turn on Slate.
Yeah. In the back bedroom, too.
Yeah. So, the 6 would be ideal here, but I like saving it to get on the 8. Okay. Does it bank past the, can you go to the overhead once? Does that bank past? Maybe. That's a tough one, too. It's hard to tell. So if that doesn't bank, I like just trying to get perfect shape, so I like saving the 6 ball so I can get on the 8 ball on the back side of it. Unless you want to break it up now, but it's just to move it. Yeah.
No.
Now that thing's really funky.
Man. Yeah, Andy ain't getting to freewheel run these out, though.
Well, I like breaking it up now. I think just fire the combo in, because everything's so spread out now.
Fire the combo
Fire the
in
10.
Draw a little bit.
Just to nudge it, you know what I mean? You got the 9 there. I like just put a good draw on it, Just create some separation, and I think it'll come out good, with the 10 ball flying around and the 9 ball right there. You got to cut. 6 ball makes the pocket really big.
What about since the 15 is kind of bad? Do you get rid of that first?
I would shoot it right now. I'd
shoot the
that.
combo
I'd shoot it.
and get the balls.
Yep. Because that ball goes in side pocket corner.
You can get down at the end later.
Yeah, I'll figure that out. Yeah, pretty much anywhere on the end of the table that 15 goes on the side.
Yeah.
So I like this now. It's there. And it's nice to even have a ball on the table for options.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you don't know how this is going to turn out exactly when the 10 ball is going to be flying around off the end down there. Could go down there and bump on the 4,
Looks like he's going to shoot the 15 and go to the 14.
Yeah, I like leaving a few balls in. I like zipping this 10 ball in right now. Maybe you can't see it. In the overhead, it looks like you can. And, you don't have to hit it hard either. You nudge the 8 1/4 inch, you're good. You nudge the 13 1/4 inch, it's good.
And thanks for picking me over Zach, Kyle. I've never lost a tournament that I won.
He's going to give himself a little bit better of an angle here, which I can see. So the thing is,
right.
if you give yourself too much, then
Right,
the
you
shot
might
gets
not.
harder, and now you got to work to. Oh no, he's going to shoot the. Okay.
Is he going up into him? Howdy.
See, I don't like that because now the 10 ball's screwed. You might have got away with it because you can bump the 8. I can't tell. Let's see overhead. Yeah, I think you can, or just go straight and it clears. He might just roll forward.
Sure.
But you gotta. So there's a thin window here if you don't nudge the 8. You know what I mean? You gotta be a ball and a half forward so you don't hook yourself and don't.
And you
shoot
got to
the 8 in
get
the
it
side
right now.
pocket.
Yeah, you got to get it
Yeah.
right now.
So yeah, put us.
But what if he does get a little weird and then the 8 go? This could get a little weird.
I like going. I just like playing it forward. Just get good shape.
Just-
If you start going off the 8, weird things could happen too. Like, and then it could bump in front of the.
Sure.
I mean, I'm just looking for things to go wrong, but I just like rolling forward here and just get good on it.
He's taking his time.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
good. I like he's going over all his options like Kennedy's doing. Yeah, we play on a league together on Monday nights, and he can play some good pool when he wants to play.
Oh, yeah. And he's capable.
I know the leg's been bugging him, and getting better each day,
Yep.
It kind of screws you up when.
Yeah, that'd
Got
be
injured,
weird
yeah.
not having the planted feet
Yep.
like you're used to.
So what's the deal here? Let's see.
He chose to play the 14 instead of the.
When you try to force stuff that's not there, weird things happen. I don't. So maybe do the overhead again. Does that 8 ball go by now? I can't remember. Let's
Yeah,
see.
pretty sure.
8 ball goes by down there, or the side. You can spin it in.
Yeah, I think she can make it in the side.
So I like shooting the 7 ball here. 1, 2 rails, and then just make sure you're on the bottom side of that 5 ball to go on the side, so you can get down for the 6. Maybe.
Kind of go towards the 14, shooting
Yeah.
the 5.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Because I'm just looking for ways to get down on the 6 ball. I mean, you can go, 1, 2, 3 rails with the 7, but then you're on the wrong side. The 14's in the way. You could shoot the 5 now. So I like doing that. You got to get good on this, though. If you get too far over, then you're on the wrong side of the 6 again, So I like cutting this 7 ball in, really looking at the angle. You almost want to be straight into the bottom point to the 4 on the side to get down by the 14 with the cue ball. Then you can two rails your way out of that. Get up to the center table, cut the 8 in.
So if you're just joining us, this is a $5.99 and under tournament, race to 11, single elimination. Everybody paid $265 to enter.
What's first place?
I think first place is. That's a good question. I think it's a little over 3,000 plus a 3-month Slate membership plus
That's
a
worth
trophy
3,000 right there.
and a trophy and a T-shirt.
So what are they playing for right now, guaranteed?
Right now,
Is this for
the
is this for
loser,
second place,
I
guaranteed?
think the loser gets between 300 and 400 plus a Slate T-shirt. Loser is 7th, 8th.
Okay.
Right now is kind
Okay.
of where we're at.
She's playing safe. Or no, is she? Yeah, she's playing a safety.
Straight safe.
That's nice. Clog some stuff up. So now, if we can go to overhead again, if he's got the angle here, So you can't shoot the 10 because the 8 ball might go in, I think. But I think if you got that, see, that's another one of those angles. I think you can roll forward. You just got to be careful. You don't want to make the 8 ball here. And roll forward and break that stuff out. Oh, he's playing a safe back.
Blocking up the 6. Andy's not taking no chances here.
I'm seeing all these outs. They're being real careful.
Yep.
Yeah, when the money's on the line. That's a good shot. Spreading out his pieces, spreading out his pieces. You know, I wonder if you can thin the 6 really good here. It's hard to tell with this angle. I don't know if it's... I don't think it's enough. If you could thin this and get the cue ball back around by the 7 somehow. I don't know if she's got enough to go 1, 2, 3, 4 rails behind the 7. I think it's too wide, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But maybe something along that line where you thin it and just leave the... I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm seeing is you gotta... I mean, you could jump the 7 ball maybe. So I like this. Is she gonna thin it and leave it back by the 7? Don't hit it, don't scratch. Oh. Scratched.
I'm pretty sure Wall Doggy is Andrew. So is he joining the group message? Maybe correct me. Maybe
That's
correct
not
me.
Andrew, is it?
I almost thought it was. Last night this guy was on, Wall Doggy.
And you think it's him?
I think it's
No,
Andrew.
it's not.
Is he?
No,
Well,
because
tell us who you
can't.
are, Wall Doggy, because he better not be on his phone. That's like 20 Fargo points if you just
Listening, yeah.
two words, airplane mode. Bam, you're 20 points higher Fargo, just like that. I won't charge you for that one.
All right, I think you can get out of this with. You know, I like going a little straighter on this ball. Not that it's not going to work out, but just because I just think it's easier to put a little stroke on it. Maybe you can here. Let's see. See, that's why I just think it's easier to get it straighter on that and come out 2 rails towards the spot rather than. But yeah, either way, that's all good. All right, he played a nice shot there. Nice safety. That was really good. Yeah, he stuffed her in jail and nowhere for that 6 to go.
Did she take a break?
She must have.
Yep, I heard the door, so I think we're on a break. And Robert, I'm not sure if I go to the Slate Billiard Club on YouTube, there is a share option for me. I shared it to my groups, and I don't know if someone else could maybe help us in the feed as far as the sharing. We're up to 232, so we're not that far away. And yes, Margaret, it's Zach Boss. I only commentate with players way better than me. That's kind of how it rolls. That's why Dean Lathrop can't commentate with me. I know he's at home in his pajamas right now with his feet up. But we do want to know who Wally Doggy is. Because I thought it was Andrew. Y'all got these special covert names, you know? Why can't it just say Jack's brother from Arizona? You know, instead it says ACS. And right on, Ryan Johnson. We need to get together and have another couple sets. Big boss man. Hi, Zach. Margaret says hi, Zach.
Hi, Margaret. Dan Key says you've been playing really well lately.
Who's that?
Margaret.
Yeah, she's been playing really
Yeah,
good.
I've been hearing a lot of good things about you.
Yeah, she lost to Chow in this tournament.
Okay.
And it was a close grinder. I want to say it's for surely our longest match. I want to say it was a little over 5 hours.
Okay.
And we were still testing the stream. I believe it was on, with no commentating. We didn't really have the audio dialed then.
How messed up would it be if you talked the whole time and found out that no one could hear a word you were saying?
Yeah, well...
You're in here for 5 hours and no one could
Yeah,
hear.
a couple times, like, when me and Demi did our podcast, we talked for the first game and it wasn't on, but... Yeah, it happens. It definitely happens.
I guess you'd be getting comments saying people couldn't hear, but
Yeah, someone would let me know probably if I was here.
had the mute button on our end for 5 hours. That would not be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so strategic when you take your break and pull now. Kind of like that. She had a couple of games maybe that got away from her a little, and she took a little break. And
Yep.
this match is very in the middle still.
RJ did it last night. He was down 6-2.
Yeah.
And he took a break, got some cold water on his face, and took his sweatshirt off.
Yeah. Oh, the sweater comes
Yep,
off.
sweatshirt
Oh, it's
came
business.
off, and shortly after that he started getting a stroke, and Matt's steady, so he was
Yeah.
playing pretty good, but yeah, it's never over.
Well, here I don't. I know a lot about Andrew, but I don't know much about Kennedy. She's from White Bear Lake. She's played pool for 8 years, and she got into pool from her parents. They're both pool players, and they got both pool players, and they had a table at their house. They got into junior leagues with her, with Dax.
Shout out to Dax down at Shooters.
Yeah, he does a good junior league, right?
Yep.
Who's the biggest inspiration? Justin Bergman.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah. Proudest moment so far is finished 7th, 8th in the the WPBA, Women's Professional Billiard Association.
Thanks for clarifying the initials on that one. Appreciate it.
What part of your game are you working on the most? She must have left that blank. Maybe she's working on all of it. She must have skipped this one. What's your favorite game format and why? 9-ball and 10-ball on big tables. That's good. Her cue is a pea shower custom with a tip I can't pronounce.
And she's got a Husami
Sami
shaft.
shaft.
Shout out to Daniel Lee down in Texas or Arizona, I think he is down there.
All right, here we go. All right, let's see. Get these square. And he does.
Good break. Give him a nope, no
Sometimes
love.
I swear the better you hit them, nothing goes in.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6,
got some
8, 10,
clusters.
12, 15 balls, yeah.
So you bank the 9 into the 10-5, right? And then your solids? No?
No, not that.
No.
Let's
I've
see.
been known
I mean,
for not shooting the right pattern.
I like what she's doing here. I like 11, and then you can use the 9 to break it out, or you can
Or the 14.
the 14. I almost like the 9.
Because 14
Just-
might bury it.
Yeah. So maybe she's going 14. Otherwise, she's just shy on the 9. So I like that. And you don't have to hit this hard. You don't have to crank it. You got the 13. Is that the 13 on the side you could go?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Try
So,
to play it like a carom. Like, don't just
yeah.
hit
yeah,
it.
just make separation. Get the 5. Make this ball and then get the 5 up and out for your 10. Oh, just missed it just a little bit. Sometimes you worry about, the secondary rather than the main focus, making the ball. But I really like that plan there. So now he's got some. So now that 14 left in a tough spot for the 5. Got Mick Lulick in the house tonight practicing. A good golfer.
Yep.
You ever been out golfing with him?
No, I'm not a golfer, but I know how serious he takes pool, so I can only imagine it's the same with golf.
Yeah, and he's a good golfer.
We got Garrett sleeping on the couch watching it on the big screen at Slate. He looks
Garrett,
like he's asleep.
what's up, Garrett?
Garrett, what are you doing? Can you hear us, Garrett?
Wiggle your foot if you can hear us.
Yeah, we can see you. All right, so Andy made Kennedy's ball to clear the hole.
I was thinking that, but I mean, I wouldn't do that because I have confidence she's gonna make one of these balls. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I mean, maybe he was trying to get behind the 3.
So she's gonna shoot that 13 in the side and try to leave shape maybe
Or
for
it
the
might-
10 or the 9.
Let's see the overhead. Maybe it goes all the way down. If it goes all the way down, the pocket's a little bigger. Maybe. Don't give yourself. I might like this all the way down. You can get the cue ball more where you want it. This is just straightforward, soft. Maybe she can get around the 5 here for the 15. Got the 10 ball. Yeah, she's got options here. You can go 10, 9, 13. You can go 10.
And you can
13,
kind of
yeah.
kill this 10, just like shoot it with
spin
a
it.
bunch of right,
Yep,
right? And
yep.
just kind of let the spin.
Yeah, you could even bank this if you felt confident enough, if you really wanted to hold it,
Sure.
But I think what you said, yeah, you could spin this. You could
Get good.
parallel move it, if you know what that is. And that
Yeah.
really spins it and keeps it. That's a one-pocket shot,
Yep, 100%.
I mean, crap, you could even shoot the 13 right now if you wanted to. I wouldn't, but you could.
Yep. It's almost like she's looking like she wants to go 10, 9, and then get the 15 at the other end of the table, and then, come up for the...
Yeah, it goes on the side. You got options here. Yeah, you can go 15 now. Yeah, you can go 15. Yeah, I like this too.
Yep.
Yeah, 15, 13 on
15,
the side,
13.
9, 8 on the side.
Yep.
The only problem is now is that you got to put a little, if I can't tell, if you have to put inside on this, it doesn't look like it because she's eyeballing where she wants it. I think just top will get it there. Yeah.
Yep.
Nicer to have a little inside, but it's kind of a little close to that 9. But like I said, earlier, just shoot it how you want, and if you nudge the 9, who cares? Just ask them if they want it back, Don't let it bother you.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice shot. Come up a little more. A little light.
So now the 3 ball's in play, unless she slow rolls it, and gosh.
It's hard to
Stunning
tell,
in
but
there.
I think it looks a little tough to hold.
Yep.
I almost like get back on plan here. I like. I mean, you could go into the 7 here, I guess. I mean, it's hard to tell on screen if there's anything with the 9 you can do to get back on there.
Yeah.
But it looks like she's going into the 7 here. You don't have to hit this super hard. The softer, the better. Don't lose it. Hit it. There we go. Well, go to overhead. Yeah. Got a bank. Straight in bank.
Yeah, I don't think she could even cut this if she was good at it, right? It's a little
I'm not saying it's not
possible.
I
'cause
think it is possible. It's just nothing good's going to come out of it, I mean, the cue
Sure.
ball is going to be going 100 miles an hour,
Yeah.
towards the 5, towards the side, towards the 8,
Yeah.
back towards
And
the
the
6
bank
too.
is a stop shot,
yeah, This is
right?
a stop. This is a bank all day. Just pocket speed here. You don't have to do anything. Just make it. Get in there. Oh. Oh, she double hit it. I didn't even see that. So now definitely the 5 ball. Or the 7. Let's go 7, 3, 5. That'll clear up every problem, I think. Oh, you were right. You could even go 7-5-3, 7-5-3, 2 rails, leave it on the end rail for the 3. I like that. That way you don't have to cut a thin one on the fast rails. Except you got on the wrong side, so now you gotta use the 3 ball. Yeah, that got tricky. Unless you want to nudge the 9. No, he's gonna thin cut it, but the cue ball's gonna come up. Almost nudge the 9 a little bit here. I like it. You probably don't want this result with a ball in hand, but don't overdo it, because then if you hook yourself on the 9, there you go. It's a nice shot. Good recovery. So you can come up for the 2-6. A little overcooked. Does that go in the side pocket? The 6 ball? No. So now you got to come up with a shot here. And so depending on if the 6-2 goes up, if they fit, it looks like they could fit past. I mean, I just don't like that because it seems like it's a little complicated, I like being, in between the 5 and the 8 to shoot the 2, ideally, I don't like trying to shoot these balls up top just because you got to get perfect. I like having a lot of wiggle room in my shape and shots. So I almost like just roll this forward and then come 1 rail with the 1 ball and get, up towards the 8 so you can shoot that 2 in the side. So now you can float up to where I was talking about rather than using a rail. Now you can just float up that way. Just float this towards the 8 ball. I wouldn't try to hold this. I'd shoot those in the side pocket. There you go. Nice shot. Go. Gotta go. I don't know if he got there.
That looks pretty close. Maybe this. I don't think the 6 goes by, brother.
It's the 2. I don't know. I don't know if he
I don't
got
know
right
that
in
he
that
can
weird spot where you can't make it now.
Wow.
Looks like he has it. He's just checking where he wants to be with the 6. Yeah, nice shot. Yeah, he played that nice. There you go. Little stop shot. Check your angle. I'll just do a stop shot even if I had to go forward. Just don't complicate it. Nice. Straighter than straight. All right, 6-2.
Same score we had last night when RJ took his
When he
sweatshirt
turned it
off.
up. Yeah.
Come on, Kennedy. I have to cheer for you now.
All right, here we go. He's been hitting them pretty flush. I know he's been working on his break, he said. Oh, yeah, that was nice, too. It's so weird how in a pool match, who's ever breaking well usually has a better outcome in a match. And so far, he's been breaking the best. I'd say they've both been playing pretty well. So far, Andy's been coming out on top. Andrew's been coming out on top, and, the break's been showing that. Nice break from him again. Looks like he likes solids here. Nice little breakout. Turned out good.
Well, Andy's taking his time still.
Yeah, you know this. So this is a huge match because right now in my mind, even if I'm Kennedy, I'm going. You know, it's 6-2. I'm down. It doesn't matter. It's a race to 11. You know, I'm not out of this by far. So 7-2. Then your mind starts racing a little bit. But now, if I'm Kennedy, I'm still going like, hey, now he gave me an opportunity here. You know, 3-6. It's only 3 games. One more game. I'm only down 2 games. So the question, so she's got the 9 ball. I don't know if the 11 goes by. I think she maybe even the 13 go. Can we do the overhead again? Let's see.
That's so nice of you to ask me for the camera angles.
Should I just click it and not ask every time?
No, Mike never asked me.
Oh no, he's a mouse bully.
Yep.
Uh-oh, Mike.
He's in here playing around with the cameras and stuff.
Yeah, I think she has to take the 9 ball. Or no, you can see it. It looks like she can. If she makes this, it should be smooth sailing. Nice shot. Perfect. Up there for the 10 ball. I think. We got the 15, so it don't matter either way. So I like dealing with, you know, the 10 ball is screwed up, but I mean I like dealing with the 15. Then you do the 14-9. You know, and you can get on that 10 ball or the 11 ball later. 10 ball's in a funky spot, but I think, you know, with the 11 you could move the 3. You could. You know, you could come 1-2 rails back out for the 11 from the 9 or from the 10 with a cut. So I think the play would be 15, 14, 9. See how you're turned out, and deal with the 10, 11. Because I think she's got the perfect angle right now with the 15 to get on the backside of the 14, the adjacent side. I wouldn't draw this. I'd go forward. So she's getting the 10 ball out of there. She thinks that's bigger, a worse ball. It's almost like even if you're going to go after the 10, just doing a stop shot there. So then you could go, you know, in between the 3-1, 1-2 rails out for the 11. See, now I think you're just at a little bit of a wrong angle. You're going to draw back into the 3, and you don't have enough angle to get out of this. Shot. Is that 14? Go. Oh. No, I can't go.
No. Yeah, we really need Kennedy to get out here.
Yeah, let's take a look here. So, I mean, I don't think you have a choice now. I think you have to shoot the 10 ball. Looks like she's got the angle to do a couple things, so I think a tough shot to get on the 11. You got to come up with something to get shape on the 14. It's kind of that weird spot. Looks like she's cutting the 14 in here. If she gets it, it'll be good to get on the 10. You just got to avoid the 2 ball here. Just a little wide. Now Andrew still's got some work left too. So what I like here is 6-ball and almost give yourself the same angle you have for the 5-ball. So I almost want to leave the cue ball in the same spot it is now, or the same angle. Make the 6, and then with this shape you could shoot the 5-ball, come up behind the 8, 2 rails behind the 8-ball. You can get on that 3 straight in, then you got the 4, 2, 8. Or you could go after it now, but it's just nice to have one of those balls out of the way. So this is the shot here, but I like shooting the 6 first. Okay. I guess he went the other way. Maybe he's trying to get straight on the 2. Overcooked it a little bit. Oh, I guess he got. Oh, no. Looks like he's setting up for the 1 in the corner, same corner next. You can bump the 10 and get the 3 in the side, 8 in the adjacent side. Gotta make it though. Again, he's leaving them good, you know, so that's the stuff I was talking about. When you're getting up, you gotta have a few things go your way too. I think we got a shot for the 11 in the side. Here, let's do this. See, she can do 11 in the side, shoot that ball on the rail all the way up. I don't know if you can hold it or not. Yeah, maybe with a lot of spin. I don't know. That might be too tough to do. 10 ball doesn't go in the corner either. So yeah, she's in some tough spots. How about caraming off the, yeah, I don't know if that'll go either. Caraming the 4 ball in. I don't know if she's got the angle for that. That might not be a bad play. Hit the 11 ball and make the 4. I don't know if she can do it.
And Dean, you tell Jason Schlaw he can't possibly bet enough and any game. I hope he's watching from Florida.
That's a nice shot there. I like just doing the triple combo, top, 3, 1, 4, and then set yourself up for the 3 here. Other side, other corner.
And shout out to Billy Benson, best tournament director in the Twin Cities. He's watching the stream tonight.
I think he's going for it. Let's see. Oh, just missed.
I think Wally Doggy is Andrew's girlfriend.
Is it?
Yeah, I think she's on the chat tonight, and she got control of Andy's computer. He doesn't want to lose to a girl. He would lose his Minnesota pool clout. Or so says his girlfriend.
Well, I don't know about that. I think Kennedy's pretty good. I think she'd beat about 90% of the guys around.
And thank you for subscribing in Spencerville, Ohio. We'll be live again tomorrow night. We got Brandon and Brandon tomorrow night. Meanwhile, Kennedy's trying to make this a match.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. She's beating about 90% of the players right now, and then give her a couple years, she's going to be beating about 99% of them.
Yep, she trains pool. She don't just
Yeah.
play pool. She trains pool.
Yeah, she practices good. That's a good thing. If you're trying to get better, you have to practice right. Can't just bang balls around. There's two parts. She got it. Nice shot. Nice leave too, right in front of the pocket, so you can cue it. I wouldn't overcomplicate this. Just get the cue ball to the rail, right by her hand, and you got a thin cut, but it's doable. Just get it right by her finger right now on the rail. Just get this ball over by the middle diamond. Don't overcomplicate it. Just take a little back cut on the 8. Leave the 3 out of play. This is a big game.
Yep.
Just get the cue ball on the rail. Natural shape. Take a little thin cut.
Come on, kid. We're cheering for you. Put this one down.
Yeah, just make it. You got good shape. Don't overdraw it. It makes the shot harder, and you got to bring in the 3. Nice shot.
How'd she hit it, Mr. Zach?
You got to A in my. You get out, you get an A.
I mean, that's pretty good shape.
Yep.
I'm glad she's fighting back. She'll get into a little rhythm maybe here.
Well, it's bar box 8 ball. I think people get so, worked up about the score that they forget. 3 game swings on a bar box 8 ball is common.
Yeah, Kennedy
what I
can
mean?
break and run a rack. So
Yeah, I've seen her break and run more than that, and you know what I mean. It's just
Yep.
breaking one or two and a couple mistakes. We've seen them. I mean, everybody's had a chance. I don't think any game so far someone hasn't had a chance. Right? I mean, everybody's had a couple chances each game.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
So you just tell yourself that, no one's stealing the show. And I think now we're getting to the point where the pregame jitters are working themselves out,
Yep.
now is when the best pool starts coming out. Now, if you can stay mentally focused, see how she hits these so far. Andrew's break's been, I'd say, a little better. See here, now if she hits these nice and square. Nice and square there. Rewarded? Not rewarded.
Did not
Sometimes
get
you
that
hit them
6.
good. And
Yeah, man.
It's all right, though. There's some work here, too. See how good you're feeling. Let's say 1-6 bank. Just do a stop shot on the 1 and clear everything out. And I think I'd take solids right now. I'd go for it. Or you could even draw back and use the 3 to break it out. This is like the one bank I'm not afraid of. Ball in hand, side, cross corner bank here. Cross side bank. Nice shot. I don't know if he hooked himself. If he can't see it, he might have to settle for a back cut on the 7. Man, you could. I mean, there's options here. Could freeze him on the backside. Freeze her on the backside of the 11. Could back cut the 7. I can't tell if you can hit the 2 here. This helps everybody. Let's take a look. I think he's gonna try to leave her on the backside of the 11 ball. Or just clog up a pocket. I don't know. 10 ball might go by. Yeah, that's it's like poker. You got all the chips, You're thinking he's got a 3-game lead, race to 11, and make you earn it. I think she should come with something here and show him why you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, Kennedy.
He's playing, I'm going to leave you a shot and try to get out pool, and I think if she comes with something here, then that makes you think twice.
Kind of makes him pay for that.
Yeah,
one.
you know what I mean? He's just kind of going like, if I leave a ball in front of the pocket, it's tough to navigate all these clusters.
He's a hooker. Will move balls for money. Who is Wall Doggy?
It's got to be a friend.
Well, it's his friend, but
Yeah, talking.
I don't think it's his girlfriend.
No.
Yeah.
It's his girlfriend. She moves the balls for the money.
Yeah.
Plus, he's married, so we know there's no girlfriend out there.
Oh, is he married? Andy
Yeah,
is?
yeah.
Okay. I remember when they were a couple, you know.
I hope I'm right now.
Yeah. Well, if they're married, I didn't get invited to the wedding, so I'm that guy.
You're the guy.
Damn.
Yeah.
So I think she tried to jam him up. I don't
Well,
think she was trying to make that maybe.
I mean, now we got. I mean, there should be. I mean, we got to stop shot.
I can't leave it on the overhead because
Yeah.
Dean Lathrop, he doesn't really approve of the overhead,
Okay.
like for full-time, so.
Well, that's what this is about. We can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
There you
can't-
go, Dean. I
yeah.
got your back. I got you where you need it.
All right, second chance. Here we go. It's not great, but it's a chance. Got to come with a shot on that 15 ball.
I need all 199 people that are watching to cheer for Kennedy right now because
Power of the universe.
we need it to be Hill. I mean, Zach didn't come down here for anything less.
She's eyeballing something. She called a combo here? Or is the fifth?
Okay, so I got a text message that we do not think Andy is married,
Oh, okay.
but he's with his girl. Like, they are married, right?
Yeah.
Common law, right? They've been
Yeah,
together
I've
as
met
long
her.
as I've known.
I met her. I just can't remember if he said wife or girlfriend now. It's been like a couple of months.
So your attention to detail is really strong, is what you're saying?
I swear he said wife. Maybe just deep down.
Maybe he just
Maybe
calls
deep
her
down.
wife.
Hopefully I
I
didn't
mean-
spoil it. He's been showing me the ring for 2 months. He's been scared to ask her. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, he's playing smart. You know, he's putting balls where they're supposed to be. He's taking his time.
He's not going to lose on.
He talked with this about me. He talked about this with me, and he said, you know, he was watching the last match, and he said, you know, you got to just play smart pool, and you know, he's playing smart.
Yep.
You know, and Kennedy's had a couple chances. They haven't been the greatest, you know, in her defense. You know, tough shots,
Sure.
but you know, you got to take advantage, and so I think the score is accurate right now. This is anybody's. I mean, this would be a huge game here for either one of them. You know, this is a 2-game or a 4-game swing, right?
Yeah. This is.
This is a big game.
If Kennedy wins, it's going to be really close to being really close.
Yep. No, I hear you.
For
I mean,
real.
well, 2 games is nothing. You know, 4 games, and all of a sudden, you know, you got an
Yeah.
opponent 2/3 of the way through. You know, now you're starting to think.
We're up to 237. Come on, we're really close.
So this is interesting now. I mean, you got to put a pretty good stroke on this. He's got the right angle. I think you just load up with a little lower left here and just get, you know, around that ball in between that on the rail. Yeah, get about where his hand is. So you've got such nice equipment, you know, the further out your angles get, you know, the harder it is to control. So you almost want to be a little flatter. I like being steep like he is now. Just don't hook yourself on the 14 here and you're perfect.
Uh-oh, the couch at Slate Billiard Club is gaining more people. We got Mick on there now.
Oh, there he is. Wave your hand in the air if you can hear us, Mick.
Can you hear us, Mick? I think they got it muted
Oh,
out there
do they?
so that the players don't hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, go turn that thing on.
Right?
All right, he got good on that. He nicked the 14. He got good. There you go. Stop shot. Straight in, a little drift over. Yeah, that's a big game. Nicely done. You know, and you can tell watching these guys when they start feeling good. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like you can say they start getting a little quicker, a little more authority when they're shooting them, jamming them in. So he played Kendra last time, and that was a close. That went hill, right?
Yep.
That was.
Both of Andrew's matches prior to this, he was down by 3-4 games.
Okay.
Like the whole match, and then
He
like
just clawed back.
yeah, like he played Sam Howell, and Sam had a good lead.
Yeah, I think I seen all his. He's got the fight in him. He's got the heart. He wants to win.
Yep, he's not.
You know, he doesn't want to lose. That's. All right. Stripes it is, huh? That ball goes all the way up top. You might want to come down. You can nudge it now if you want to do.
I wonder if Andy made himself an extension for this shot. You know, because I've seen him.
Yeah.
He made a couple people extensions and stuff.
I got one from him too.
Yeah.
I like maybe nudging this. I mean, I don't know if the 11 or 9 goes. You can get a little better, but that's a tough shot too over the 10. I don't know, you can maybe set yourself up, shoot the 14 into the side, and set yourself up a little better. But you could bump these either side. You know, would be fine. Preferably the backside, or I don't know. You don't have to. It goes all the way up. I don't think with this angle is gonna hit it. Yeah, I don't. Now stuff got tricky.
Ooh.
I don't know. For the hell of it, you could combo the 12 ball in. I like that. That's not horrible. Combo the 12 ball in. Draw back, get on the 11 ball. Break out the 9-8 if you have to with the 1. See, let's try the overhead here and see if that 1 goes by. If it does, then you don't even have to break it out. Yeah, I think it fits. The 9 ball fits in the lower corner in front of the 6. I guess you don't even have to. You can just break it out. You can see it. That didn't turn out good. Does it fit right through?
It doesn't.
See.
Check the overhead for
No,
Dean.
it doesn't fit.
Oh. So he's got to think, and he's got to do a move here now, because nothing really offensive.
Well, you know, he's been doing all right with the, you know, I'll bobble 1, leave the 2, you know, cue ball in a tough spot, you know, maybe go back to it here, you know.
Yeah. He's grabbing the short stick.
He's going to jump 1, huh?
Jump the 11 ball, maybe? What's he going to jump? He can't jump that one into the side pocket, can he?
I think that's a fall.
Yeah,
His body was in the
little
way.
rush,
Yeah.
Andy. Take your time. You still need pre-strokes and really
Walk
need
up.
to feel that out.
Don't set your feet and hit it. But, you know, I mean, if you're going to do that, you know, don't break them up. You know, so now she got ball in it. So this is a big game now, too. You got to run this out. And it's getting down to the you got to get out phase in the match. So let's take a look at this 2-3. So, yeah, 2 balls the first ball I shoot right now. Two ball, 5 ball, 3 ball, or I'm sorry, yeah, 2 ball, 4 ball here by the side. 2 ball, 4 ball, 3 ball, 5, yeah. All I know is 2 ball might be first. There we go. Whoops.
Well, everybody that's watching, hit the like button because she's thinking, and right now you have enough time to go find the like button. We've gained maybe 300, 400 subscribers since we started this tournament on our YouTube channel. And it does help us buy more equipment, more cameras. We got the 9-foot equipment in the building now. I got to set it up. I got the Canon up over it, the one that we used to have. But you can't move it around and play with it, and so it's not as fun.
You gonna stream some 9-foot tournaments or what?
So yeah, we're gonna be having a big table tournament too.
Is that gonna be open for everybody or only Slate members?
Nope. I think what we're gonna do is JD was probably gonna announce a bunch of different tournaments. Obviously, he hasn't announced the 499 and under yet, but I have.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, JD. But so blow his phone up and get that going pretty soon if you're interested in that.
Yep. Call tonight. No time's too
Call
late.
tonight after. Yep. But I think what we want to do is have a big table staggered entry. So like if you're over 720, you'll have to pay a certain amount. If you're
Sure.
over 650, you pay. That way everybody can play. And if you're Jesse Engel or TJ or Rob Madsen, you pay like 1,000, and everybody else pays 100. Kind of thing. But yeah, and Mike will for surely be doing a one pocket tournament here.
There we go. I think we just came up just a tish shy, but still all right. I think we're gonna go 4. See, that's sticky to get in on that 1 because you got to get just barely past the 9 to hold your angle. If you come a little too far, so I almost like maybe getting good on this and 5-1 maybe. So let's see which way she goes. So yeah, this is a little sticky here. So I like it. She's setting up for the 1. Make sure she picks her spot. That's good to walk around and check your angle. So now she knows where she needs to be. Just a click off tonight.
Yep.
Just a click off.
She don't usually miss.
Yeah,
them
she doesn't
shots.
usually miss those. Yeah.
And TL flies too. This is in the Twin Cities, Minnesota, Slate Billiard Club, St. Paul. We got mostly 9-footers here, but we got a couple of the bar tables because a lot of people play on them here. Thanks for tuning in from Kern River Valley, California. I got family out there.
That was a nice bank there. So you got to come with the. I think you hit this with a little more pace. Make sure that 14 clears the. If you do the combo, I'd make sure that 14 clears the 1. You want it to have a home to go to past the 1 ball. So a little harder. All right, make or break right here. It's a tough shot. See, again, I don't know if he left her a shot here. I don't know, it's going to be a tough one to spin in. I think it's doable. But you got to do that parallel arm movement. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, look that up because it comes up a lot. It's a good way to spin balls extra far and hold the cue ball in the same spot.
Yeah, shots that you don't even think are makeable, you can make if you know that a little bit.
Yep, nice little trick I learned.
Definitely one
When I was a
pocket
kid.
esque.
Yep. That way you can make this ball and it doesn't spin off when you move your back arm. If you move just your front arm with spin, then this cue ball flies out. Back arm, it doesn't. See from the overhead here. Yep, so I think this is a perfect shot for that. Or, you know, instead of trying to hold it, you could just go up for the 4 ball. Just cut it in with a little, spin it in with speed, come up between the 14 and 9, get on the 4, and shoot the 5. Might be a better option now that I see the angle here on the overhead. Instead of trying to hold something that might not be there, just go stroke it out. When in doubt, stroke it out. Then looking at it from here, you might hit the 9 ball. Looks like she's spinning it in. Nice shot.
Between the 8 and the 10, 2 rails.
Yeah, maybe. If you hit the...
Do you try? You don't try to just run into those balls there. I don't like them. To
You know,
hit those.
I don't think it's necessary. I think you can just avoid the 8 and come down 1, 2, 3 rails.
2, 3 rails, and
You know, because if you hit the 8 first, then it's going to carry them off the 8 into the 13, and then it'll hook you, most likely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could happen, you know. So you got to hit this. So I think, you know, just don't bump it if you don't have to. I think she can cut this in with some spin and, you know, hit that rail she's leaning over there, or not, you know, or the one below her. And when are you gonna get the pen where you can draw stuff on the screen?
right.
That would be nice.
Get the sticky notes on there.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I have a friend that helps me with this. He's probably listening tonight. Mark, you and your kid, thank you so much for all your help.
Yeah, we need a touchscreen marker in here where you can
Yeah.
draw a little squiggly lines.
Write that
and
on the
stuff.
list, Mark, of stuff we got to do.
Honestly, that would be a great feature to have where you can show a cue ball line. I think she wants to hit, you know, just, you know. Okay, she's playing safe.
She's playing Andy's game. Andy's
Yeah.
been kind of trying to do that to her, so.
Yeah. Why not, right?
Wow, it looks like Kennedy's dad is a long ways from here. He's at Jimbo's Brick House.
Yeah, that looks good.
Definitely looks good, Robert. Kennedy wanted to get invited.
All right, so the 5 balls behind the cue ball, 4 balls in front of a pocket.
And thanks for saying this overhead view is good. I worked on it for about 2 hours last night. I was up there. I took our corner camera and put it up there.
I like I mean, so now we're back in the same spot which we started, but now the 8 ball's screwed up. I mean, I don't know if it goes by into the side or not. It
Does
might
she
be okay.
play the same shot to force him to hit the
Well,
9?
now I think you can hit the 8. You know what I mean? Because there's
Okay.
separation. So now I think you can just bump the 5th. Because I don't think it goes anywhere.
Just
well,
be a shooter, maybe hit the 15
yeah, maybe
and the 8, or
hit the
you know,
15 and the 8, and then it goes on the
spit on the
back side
right
of the 14.
yeah.
Or, you know, if it goes, you know, it's just so hard to tell when these shots get close on the screen. I mean, you could do the same shot, and I think the play now would be just come up into the 8 and 15, and cue ball comes out for the 4.
Come on, girl, one game at a time.
Yeah, I think it's set up perfect for that. Just air on the 15 side here. You know, when you make the, you know, just cut it. So, I mean, now I don't think you'd want to go around, you know, because now you're not going to be able to get on the 15. So I think you just come up. I always pick a when I'm lining these up, I never try to go into a ball because I think it's tougher. I always try to pick a spot on the rail. So I just pretend like that 15 and that 13 or 15 isn't there. And I'll look at where the cue ball hits down on the end rail. So I pick like a shape path. So I'd pick like a spot on this end rail where you rack from that I'm trying to hit. Let the cue ball bump those balls. I just think it's easier. I mean, I think if you safe again, you're kind of putting yourself in jail because there'll be so many options to hook you. And plus, I think it's there. I think it's kind of, it's a tougher shot, but it's there.
I can't tell from her body demeanor whether she's going to be a shooter here or not. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
she's
it's just
kinda
sometimes you think yourself out of it. I think that's the main decision right off the bat in these games for time purposes is, so are you going for it or are you not going for it? And once you decide that, like, okay, I'm going for it, then now you can decide the option.
So she just left him under the 9.
And then that's all right. But now, so there's cluster and stuff, and so now he can just, he could just, thin the 9 or do a stop shot or even go for it. This is like a free whack, really. So if you
Sure.
leave the cue ball over, the best thing she's gonna get's a cross bank,
And maybe he can make the 9
Yeah.
all the way up.
Yeah,
and
he
shoot
can.
the
Yeah,
14
he can make
on
the 9 all the way
side.
up and get shape for the 9. So it's a free poke. You just don't want to leave her cut on the 5. So I mean, that's what he did there. Just missed.
So the boys got off the couch and now they're standing by the pole watching. Come on, you guys. We got a $2,000 couch. I mean,
Right.
come on.
Yeah. So I like just leaving this in the I don't know. I kind of like leaving this cue ball on the end rail in the middle. Kind of like where she's been breaking from, but on the rail. Or you could go all the way down. Maybe take a whack at this. There's the cross bank here. I don't know. Let's check the overcam. Sometimes it looks a little different. It's pretty thin, but there is a shot. You could do a cross bank and see if you can hold the cue ball coming 1, 2, 3 rails back for the 5. But it looks like she's playing safe here. Just nice and slow. Tie him up behind the 9.
Wall Doggy's giving Andrew some heat, man.
Is he?
This guy, or she, this guy doesn't get lucky. Holy heck, he misses. His misses are leprechauning up your booty. And yeah, no,
I think he's. I know his game pretty good. I think he knows where to miss.
he has a top year
Yeah,
too.
yeah. He knows what he's doing.
$242. We only need 10 more. Come on, share to your people.
Slow down. So that'll be great now if that 14 goes on the side. He's getting down fast, so it probably does go. There you go. Slow down. Perfect. That's a good shot. It's good shooting there. Draw that back. Roll forward. Who cares? There you go. Don't scratch.
And yes, this is the $5.99 and under tournament. There's one more quarterfinal match after this, which is tomorrow night. It's Brandon versus Brandon. Then we'll be down to 4 players. It's a quiet night tonight. It's been raining here a lot, and we have training on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so it's usually a little busier, even in the summertime. But On Thursdays and Fridays, usually you can have the club almost to yourself. There's usually only 4 or 5 people here, and it's pretty peaceful to practice and train. That's when I'm here, so we'll give Andy the
So are these
score.
so people can see those? So, oh yeah, so there it goes. So he's got almost a 90% chance to win this set right now.
Yep.
Okay, and that's goes off Fargo rate, right?
Yep. It's Digital Pools version. So yeah, Kennedy has a 10% chance to win from here. Almost like, the poker
Yeah,
percentage
yeah.
for the outs and,
Yeah.
Digital Pools version of it.
And what's the TPA? Oh, that means what they shot in the round, right?
Right.
So if you've broken ran every time, you'd be 1,000 TPA.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I
Does that
think,
show up or no?
I think we're in the free version of Digital Pool, so I think you have to have like a subscription version of that.
And we're not paying $1 a month.
Nope, I'm not
No,
paying
we're
nothing.
not doing
yeah.
that.
I'd rather get felt on table 8.
Yeah, right.
New cloth over there.
Yeah. $1 the first month and then 50 cents a month after that.
Right.
We're not doing that.
We had to buy a expensive couch. We couldn't
Yeah.
afford that. I did pay
This
spot.
couch, we could have 58 free years of TPA pool.
Right.
This looks pretty good. I like this. So let's go forward a little and get that 13 out of there right now. Perfect.
Yes, JD, if we get to 300, I will tell you my top 5 lists of Minnesota pool players, but
Well, on what are you talking? Bar box or 9 foot?
yeah, well, the argument is all around.
Well, I like JD. I mean, I'm sorry. I like TJ on a
Yep.
bar table,
Yep.
and then I like Jesse Angle on a 9 footer. And then there's people that are real close right there. You got Rob Matson on a bar table. He used to play really great 9-foot pool too. I haven't seen him play on a 9-footer in years.
Yep.
I remember watching him when I was younger. He used to be one of the best guys around. And then you got some of these guys like Brian Brecky and Demetrius on a 9-footer.
Yep.
Guys you don't see around in these tournaments that people don't know. And a lot of these 9-foot pool players. But yeah, there's.
Yeah, and one pocket is taken on, and JK's been running the balls really good. But what do you think it would take to get all these guys to like maybe play an all around? Like, would we have to raise a bunch of money and try to, to get? If we raised a bunch of money, we could get like TJ and Rob, and they'll all play one pocket. They can all play big table. I mean, nobody can argue TJ's the best bar table player, but like those guys are pretty close.
Yeah. I don't know, you gotta, so the thing is, you get these guys to play and then, unfortunately people don't want to play because, the match is too tough,
Yep.
and then, vice versa, if to get everyone to show up, you gotta handicap it a lot or just say you can't play, it's kind of almost like you played yourself out of a,
Yeah.
you got too good to play, it's just tough, they're kind of in that weird spot where it's like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go pro. I'm not going to travel. I got my life and stuff. And
Sure,
so
right.
I'm not quite good enough or willing to put the time in for that. And then it's like, well, now locally, I just played myself out of tournaments, So
Yeah.
it's tough, And then as a business owner, they're going like, hey, understandably, I'm not going to cater for, 10 guys
a
when I could have
small
a
shop.
room full of, drinkers and gamblers and
Yep.
food eaters, for
Yep.
3 days in a row.
Yeah, recreational
mean?
pool players, they eat, they drink, they.
Yep, and then guys that are upper level, they take it serious. Like, no, I don't want to sit here and drink. I want to win. So it's tough.
Yeah, Sean Mitchell, 9-footers. They're like they're 9-foot long tables, and I don't. Never mind. You probably wouldn't be any good at it. Never mind.
They're
Stick
like
to the
bar tables, but they're bigger. Yeah, and I forgot Lee Huwagen. I don't know if he plays anymore. I haven't seen him around. Maybe he does. I don't know.
He's in Florida now.
Okay,
so.
well, then he don't count. But yeah, he's always.
Yeah, because there's all them old players, the Derek McMasters and the
Yeah.
Bull Run again, and I've never met
Bull
any of them
Runnigan
guys.
isn't,
But
he's real good. I played with him in shooter, so I got the privilege when I was younger playing with a lot of these
Sure.
guys. You know what I mean? And then the bar scene didn't really go crazy like it is now yet. You know, when I was growing up, so there was a lot of 9-foot pool left. So
all right,
here we
Kennedy's
go.
gonna
She's getting out.
Put it down.
Hey, there we go. That's a big game. That was a nice out.
All right. Well, if you guys didn't know, Kennedy, what she does is she runs the LPA, the
APA.
APL,
Oh, APL. I'm sorry.
APL pool league. I'm sure
The one with the timer.
The one with the timer, and on Tuesdays and Wednesdays she's at Twin City Billiards, and on Wednesdays, starting the first week in September, she's going to be down at Shooters in Burnsville. So basically, TCB on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Shooters on Wednesdays. It's a league. It's like a timed league, and she's the owner-operator, and her family run it. And they're trying to grow the league, and it's a really fun league. You either love it or you hate it. And it's a fast-paced, half-hour match. I played her dad, and he slow played me once, and I don't forget about that stuff, Robert. Don't think I forget about that. But so there's different strategies, but I think it's gonna. And personally, I think it's gonna take over APA. No offense, James. Gotta love you from Jimmy's there, but I think that the league just pays better at the end than APA, and it's kind of got a better system, better backing. So it's not real big in the Twin Cities yet, but Kennedy's, she's wearing the shirt. Last night, Matt was wearing the shirt. Rob Matson plays in the league. And, yeah, if you guys can support her, it's definitely it's good to help everybody that is supporting pool. So
I don't think I've ever seen Rob take 30 seconds on any shot.
I watched Rob beat somebody in that league.
In 15 seconds?
It was like 13-5, and you only have a half hour, and he is running. And you think you saw Rob run? Rob was running around the table because he had to spot like 5-6 games.
Half an hour for 5 games? He set my 9-foot pool table up in a half an hour.
Really? Yeah, right.
All right, here we go. Kennedy's back at the table. This would be a big game.
Come on, girl.
This is very doable. I know that 4 is inviting, but I like, just because it's a nice ball to get on the 5, I like dealing. Let's go 3-6 or 3-6-1, or something, or 3-1, and then get on that 4, just because you can get on that 5 that way. So I don't like taking it now because it's just. So now we have a combo. It's set up good to shoot this soft. Or maybe it goes by, but it'd be nice if the 2 went by the 7. She's eyeballing it like it's a combo. You shoot this soft and you'll shoot the 2 next.
If Kennedy takes a nice, smooth comeback here, you got to be behind by a lot to have it be a great comeback, right?
Yep.
So if she comes back, this could be. We might be here late.
Yeah, you can't win a Masters on a Thursday.
Yep. That's
a major.
golf
Can't win a
for the
major.
one, yeah.
So what's she? She might have been trying to get on the backside of the. Not sure. I get it. Not feeling comfortable with the combo. Leave them tough here. It's a Super thin cut. I mean, I like doing this and just use these 2 balls here to slow you down if you don't feel comfortable where this is going. Pick one side or the other. Slow your cue ball down and I mean, you could even slow roll it onto the backside of the ball there for a nice safe. You don't want to push it up and freeze it up on your other ball though, because then you'll create another problem.
Yeah, kind of like that Street Outlaws show where you got to be like top 10 on the list and you challenge the guy above you, or you could get challenged from below.
Yeah,
I mean,
they got one of those in New York.
Do they?
Yeah,
Like a pool player
yeah,
type
so
one?
you're on the list, and then you could only challenge certain people on the list where you are, like the person above you or
Okay.
below you or something. And
Is
then,
it any game or is it like...
I forget what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a...
I don't know.
Obviously, you'd set it up for bar table 8 ball, and everybody would watch Rob and Jesse and TJ battle it out.
I think
but-
that's what they do. They got a top 10 players on there, and then, you know, like 8 spot can challenge the 9 spot or something. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And then people are working their way up the list. I forget how it works, but it's in like New Jersey or something.
Yep.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and you just call them out, and then maybe
Yeah.
you come to Slate Billiard Club and we stream it and, you know,
Yeah.
put on the show.
Put a little money on the line. Each challenge match is a couple $100 or something.
Yep.
And winner at the end gets, yeah, maybe there's a pot that gets added up. I don't know. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Or do you just keep it as a revolving list? Because, like, there's certain players that, if they don't practice a lot, they ain't trying to
Well,
compete. Like
you could
Ryan
do
Brett.
anybody challenges the guy on the bottom. So then if you want to get on the list, you got to challenge the guy on 10. And if you don't
Sure.
like being in the 10 spot, you better make sure you challenge number 9. You know?
Yep, yep. And just keep the list rolling.
Yep.
I don't know if my little homie JD could be on that list, though. I don't know if he could hang. It's a pretty strong list. There's Plutas and Tunjums and Boss. There's all these.
I think she's going to run out here.
I
think this looks
I
good.
need her to win 4 games in a row. That's all I know.
I'll tell you what, you win 2 games here. I mean, that's a big. So if I'm breaking this out like Mark Weaver says, if I'm breaking this in chunks, my focus is on obviously right here. I think you should get out, and I think she's capable of getting out, and she will. And then my focus is on getting the next game only. That's all I'm thinking about. And then all of a sudden in my mind, I'm going, okay, hey, it's 6-8. Like all of a sudden, bang, you're right back in it. I win 1 game, then I'm only down by 1. You know, I just break it
Yeah.
off in little pie sections. Next thing you know, you just keep that positive energy.
She definitely seems like she ain't quitting. She's
No.
not. She's
No.
not like rushing
No.
or changing her.
She doesn't
demeanor.
look nervous or anything yet. And there's a lot of, there's 3 games still. That's a lot, So it's not like he's
Yep.
sitting at 10 where every
Yep.
miss could be her last, So this is a little tricky too now. So I'd like to see what she does here. I mean, you could really put some, her head's in the way, but you could put a lot of top on this. Just come up between the 2 and the 8.
Wall Doggy, you are cracking me up tonight. She's putting him on his bad leg. Like she's gonna wear his knee down. She
Ouch.
knows it ain't healed yet. It's like a wound.
That got messed up. Hopefully she can see something here. It's weird to pull. Ouch. That hurts.
Yeah. So we got 227 watching, and my little homie JD says he'll challenge anyone in the beginning of September. Emphasis on anyone. So if any of y'all know anybody that's better than him, maybe have him, challenge match it. I wouldn't mind streaming it, so we can make it happen. But we got a bet.
He's real good. I'll do something with you if you want.
There you go. See?
We'll do it up here. You can we'll stream it. I'll do something. We can do something friendly. but serious, where we're not interested, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple $100 or something, you know, whatever.
Play on the
Friendly but
stream
interested.
table.
Yeah, I'll do something. I always enjoy the good skill, and I know you're a good player. So that would be
There
a
you
fun
go.
challenge for me. We'll
So
set
like
something
we could
up.
even start it on that as the list, and then we'll just have
There
to
we
add to
go.
it from there.
Yeah, no, that'll be fun. We'll set something up. I'm gonna reach out to Dave and we'll
Yep.
get something going. That'll be a good challenge for me.
Give you guys a reason to practice. So Kennedy is trying to get out of the trap here.
This is tough, you know. I don't know what she's gonna do here.
I mean, she can hit the top of this ball, but well, she didn't leave him a.
She didn't leave him much. I
Easy.
mean, she didn't leave him much, but there's you know, you got your cut, and I mean, there's shots. Yeah, there's shots all over. But if he's gonna make them, that's another thing. So, see, I mean, this is big. When you're at 8 now, every game's big. You know what I mean for Andrew. So, he's got the straight in ball here. Nice shot.
I think to earn your name on the list, you need to call someone out that you think should be on the list, like a Rob, a Zach, a Mark Weaver, a Tim Tunjum, Jamie Pluta, Mike Pankoff, Demetrius. Call one of them out and-
Brian's a great 9-foot. I mean, some of these guys on 9-footers, I mean, I don't think
We
people would want to play.
we got a camera on the 9-footer, so
Yeah,
like
you
we
could do 2 separate lists, one 9-foot list, one bar box list.
9-foot list. Pancake would definitely want us to have a 1-pocket list.
Oh, I know I'm not on that list. I know. I don't know now that Edward guy. I forgot about him. He's Edward Ragu has been playing. I don't know if he's from here.
Can
or
we
whatever.
can't count him as Minnesota.
Yeah,
he's
that's what-
good. He's like
No,
a
and then,
pro player,
yeah, and then
right? Like
Jimmy Wetch too. He's. I mean, he's still up there. I mean, for the level he played at, but I don't know if he's performing right now. You know, just hasn't been playing. But
So John from Montana says that on his list, they run a challenge list. They have 62 players on the list. Most of the times you can challenge up to 7 spots above you. Spots 21 to 62. Each matchup costs around $10. $5 if you challenge.
well, you gotta. So the problem is, I mean, you want to get some of these players. I don't know if they'd show up for $10. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know Edward Bagoo wouldn't show up for $10. I don't think TJ would
No,
either.
exactly. Costs $20 on gas. to
I
get
mean,
here.
do I gotta start a GoFundMe list? GoFundMe for the list page.
Just
try to-
make it simple. Just go right down Fargo list on Minnesota.
Yep, challenge above
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
And yeah, we all know Ed's pretty damn good at running his or what?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Well, here we go. We got that's a big one here. Here we go. Does it sneak by the 2? Nice shot. Starting to break away. Nice shot. Yeah, for those of you who haven't been in here, it's really cool inside here. Like, as far as it's just super cool building. You know, this old building, and I just really like the layout here. It's done up nice. You know, it's got the nice, just nice style. You know, looks really good in here. It's a sweet club. So if you haven't been in here, you at least gotta check it out, see if it's something you're interested in. Once you come in here, it would be hard not to be. Like I said, the equipment is really great in here. All right, let's see how he's hitting them. Is he hitting them square? Yeah, that break's been working really nice for him. Oops. Okay, zoom in.
This one.
Which one? Oh, there you go. He's starting to. You can tell when a player's starting to feel it. So he gets up. He's up a couple of games. You can tell they start letting their stroke out. You know what I mean? And I think he's doing it right at the right time. I think he's playing good. He played good to get to this point, and then now he's. It's like, hey, now it's time to be a little more aggressive. I'm getting chances. You can kind of see this game develop here.
I hear the air in there feels almost royal with all the plants. Thanks to Margaret Wynn, of course. Margaret keeps them healthy. Yeah, Andy's starting to pick up the pace a little bit too.
Well, you can all you want, but that 9-ball still isn't going yet. So, it's a good time to get good. I like, this is simple. Roll forward, get on the 12. 12 in the bottom corner. One rail, bump the 3. Bump the 3 up. You don't want to bump it down. So just look at your angle. And then if you don't get great on the 9, you got the... Oh, never mind, I guess.
He might have been trying to get to the other side of that 15 or something.
Or is breaking out the 13 ball, maybe. It's hard to tell in here, too. I apologize if the players watch this later and they're going like, hey, you didn't know what he was talking about. The angle wasn't there. It is tough to see. We're on the computer looking at this, and sometimes you just can't tell what side the cue ball is on.
She might just be playing safe here. I think she's trying to do a move, not leave him on that. She got a rail. Good shot, Kennedy. So Andrew here, he's from Maplewood. On and off for 45 years he's been playing pool. Had a Valley pool table in his basement. Buddy Hall is his favorite player. His team won the M8 Masters tournament. That's his proudest moment. He's working on his mental game mostly. His favorite game or format is one pocket because you need to do everything well to win. Plays with a cue that is made by himself. He says he's got to have the right shoes. That's his pre-shot routine. The most memorable match he's ever played is Las Vegas in 2016. He lost to a Canadian player, Hill, to make the final 16 out of 500 players. Ooh, Kennedy got good there. So now she's going to be able to get this 3-ball. I don't know if she's going to just leave it right there for the 6 or if she's got a little bit of an angle here. Let's check Zach's overhead. Yeah, but she'd have to pop it. She can't really stroke it too much, so maybe you just pop off and accept shooting the 6 next. Maybe just don't be you don't want to be bridged over, tree topped over that 9 ball, so you just want to be next to it, come up a little bit. That's okay. 6 isn't in play, so now what do you do here, Zach? Maybe you could draw the 2 ball. I don't know, the 1's really not in play because the scratch is on. You might be able to thin the 1, but Dean Lathrop, I think it's time for you to go to bed. The Coors Lights are starting to affect you. So come on, Kennedy. I'm still cheering for you, kid. Drain this one. She's going to go all the way up with it. She'll have shape probably on all 3 balls. She cut it a little thin. A little thinner than she wanted to. Andy's coming to the table with a lot of options, but the 8 ball is tough to get back on that 8. No, you can't. Yeah, Dean's been drinking all the Coors Lights tonight, and it's starting to affect his thinking ability. I think he needs a nap.
Ask him if he's got one of those Twin City buckets up there he keeps at home next to the next to the TV.
Kyle's like, that's Dean Lanthrop's overhead camera brought to you by Coors Light. Thank you for enjoying a refreshing Coors Light during the intermission.
All right, let's see. So, I'm guessing she went for the 6, huh?
She went for the 6
Okay.
all the way up and cut it a little too much. Andy's got to run these out and get good on that 8.
This is hill game here. I like shooting the 11 ball here, so you can get back on the other side. Let me take a peek at this here. Let's see what this 8 ball is looking like, where you want to get shape. So yeah, maybe get somewhere by the spot, in line with the spot, you know. So yeah.
Well,
So-
he can get there from there.
Yeah, he can get there. I mean, I think he's got the right angle. You know, it's always, you know, I just kind of want to be where he is now, almost. You know, or on that line. Yeah, that's a little thin, but it's fine.
Yep. He can still roll it.
Yeah. No scratch here. Just got down a little quick. This is a big game.
All right.
I'm telling you, 3 packs happen nothing. So take your time. This is a good run out here. Just take these 3 middle balls, save the 2 to get on the 8 ball. There
Don't
you
worry,
go.
you're behind
Yeah.
in the set. Just
Just
let's,
one game. That's all you're
yeah,
playing. You can only
yeah.
play one game at a time. So, how about 6-1-7-2, or 7-6-1? Either one. You're all good. Save the 2 for last. I think it's important. And nice. There you go.
And yeah, Gene Albrecht would be on the list. He plays big table down here at Slate a lot, and
Gene the machine. Yeah.
Gene the Machine's got a pretty big stroke.
The thing I like about Gene's game is he plays real simple, you know, real simple pool. He never gets in trouble.
Yep.
Plays so simple. He's just been playing such a long time. He knows what to do.
what not to do.
Yeah,
Just why don't even do that anymore at all.
Exactly.
You know.
For the longest time, he was one of the guys I was having trouble beating. Beating.
Yep.
There you go. Nice stop shot. Come on, 5-9. This is not over at all. Especially for someone at Kennedy's level when she gets warmed up.
She ran a few racks in her last match.
Yeah.
You know, she ran some racks, so it's not like she can't do it.
You just take them when you get them. You're struggling. All of a sudden now, hey, like I just ran these last 4 balls. For whatever reason, I'm feeling good. And you break and run 3, which is not crazy at all. And bang. It's like, hey, match is tied up.
Looks like she's going to take a break. This
Yeah,
break is
that's a good
brought
break.
to you by Dean Lathrop. Love it, Kyle. No vaping and no players from Albania on the Minnesota list. You're right. I mean,
Let's see if the guys are watching on the couch. I told them to turn the volume up a little bit. Yep, wave your hand in the air, guys.
if you guys can see us, you're on the couch. Look at Garrett looking all comfy. Yep, Mick,
You know
get it
there's-
on your phone too,
there's
Mick.
2 ends of that couch, guys.
Yeah, you guys are sitting real close. There must be a lot of delay because they're pretending like they can't hear us, Zach. Did they mute it again?
2 guys, 1 coach.
2 guys on a little couch. Well, they just got it.
just
The
heard that.
15-second delay has now reached Slate Billiard Club's large screen TV.
Stupid satellite didn't know we were right next to each other.
Yeah. They're not that far away. They're right outside the door. Kennedy took a break, won a game.
How about Ken Daigle? You watching, buddy?
Ken Daigle, he was the very first person to comment, "Let's go."
Suppose I gotta wait a little bit here, see if he responds.
And I'm sorry, Angela. I know Dean Lathrop. He definitely wants the bottles and not the can. Like, can I
Yeah,
get
you
you a
gotta-
case of beer? Well, it's got to
Gotta
be
get
bottles.
bottles. Yeah. No real drinker drinks cans, unless you're shotgunning them all night.
Yep. What happens at Slate stays at Slate. Cuddle buddies for life. I can't pan the camera over there to show you guys, but I would if I could. Well, it was really nice of you to join me tonight, Mr. Zach.
No, I enjoy it, and
I heard
Yeah.
you, because Mark Weaver, he's obviously one of the Metro's really good commentators, and I heard you on the mic that night a couple times. You
Yeah.
stepped in. I'm like, man, Zach's super polite and really, really good at
I
it.
enjoy doing it. It's just something I like to do. I like.
And you're
It's
good
almost
at
like a
pool.
little
So,
challenge.
yeah,
trying to pick the shots and the breakouts, and I try my best, to see the angles and to, even try, to, maybe show my point of view to people that want to know it, on here what I'm thinking, just the stuff.
Yep.
So pretty much what I'm talking is what I'm thinking in my head when I'm running these racks. And it's good to always talk it out. I think I heard Demetrius say that when he was on here last match.
Yep.
He likes to talk out options, and I do
Yeah.
that in my head too. So I like to spit it out.
Yeah, and some commentators, they mention what's happening, but like you and Demetrius and them, they say all the, like, hey, maybe we could put this with some outside on it. Maybe we, kind of lay out the couple choices maybe the player has. And
Yeah, and not to be critical of players too, I like to say in my mind too what I think they could have did differently, and why I think that might not have been the right choice. I think it's educational too.
Yep. Well, and we can. The tournament director said, "Let's see what the chat wants for the next tournament." We're leaning towards $4.99 and under, but we haven't really said it yet. But I do have a lot of interest in that. So
There we go, get in there. Got one. There we go.
you
Made the 10 ball.
make a ball in the break.
It's you want to do a controlled break, you know, and then I just been seeing a lot of clusters tonight. I haven't really seen, you know, a break yet where it's just been like, whoa, this is a gimme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone so far has had work.
Yep.
You know, and like this, my eyes just keeps going to this 15 ball. It's just like, oh my gosh, how's that ever get out of there? You know what I mean? But you know, I would say one thing I would take out of this just watching if I was going in a tournament, you know, is get the breakdown where these are getting spread out. You know, just that may be just hitting them a little harder.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Don't do it. Oh.
So the 8 ball is there. Can't really shoot anything off of it. Maybe
Yeah.
how are you gonna break it? How are you gonna?
Well, she took solid, so I mean, the only one breakout ball I see would be maybe
6?
the 11.
For the 11?
You know what I mean? But
Okay.
she already took solid, so I mean, a bank. You know,
Yeah.
just get on the 7 ball straight. You know, roll it up so you can just see the 8, so it clears, and you can cross bank it. You know, it's frozen almost on the rail, so you gotta make sure you give yourself
Sure.
enough angle where it won't double kiss. So I like a little more angle as much as you can without, you know, obviously getting blocked by the 14. But that's what I'm seeing here. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible. When I say I don't see a good breakout ball, I say that because there's just not really a consistent way to break this out and get a shot. I mean, you can cut the 6 in, you know, and come into the 15, but then, you know, you're blocked behind a big wall of balls. You know, there's not a good way to come into it from the other side, you know, because there's stuff in the way.
Yeah.
So that's the only problem. Oh. All right, well, there's work here. You know, if I was Andrew, I might just, at this point, you know, you could maybe cross bank that 15 or at least get it off of there, but maybe he likes it there for a blocker. Maybe take a swing at this.
Yeah, it's Zach's fault that I didn't give Kennedy that game. Yeah, it was Zach's fault because he was talking.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll take the
But
win.
yes, we got Kyle says thank you, Zach. Been a fun match to watch and learn. So he appreciates you talking for us.
Well, thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it.
And Ken DeGaule's here. He said, "I'm here, big dog. Check your phone."
All right.
So he's still with us.
Oh, yeah, I got a few messages.
Yeah, you got a fan club,
I think my wife's been planning trips to Hawaii, too. So.
right? She's like, "We're leaving for Hawaii. You can't
Yeah.
play in the tournament."
Right. We'll be losing our Hawaii money to
Right,
JD. The JD. Yeah, but no, I'd like to set that up. That would be fun. So
I'll work on him.
Yeah,
'cause
if you guys are serious about doing that, I'll definitely do that.
we should figure out what we could do for a race because we could
Yeah.
do a little longer race. You guys both
Yeah.
run out. And,
Yeah, no, I like that. And if it's alternating break or
yeah, I think
winter
alternating
breaks or-
break
Yeah.
just so that you both get your cracks.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's
alternating
fair.
break, longer race, and then
Yeah,
talk about the money, friendly, but something to keep us both interested.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be something I'd be interested in doing.
Yeah, I'd love to live stream that.
Well, here we go. Don't rush it. You know, you're in a good spot here too, Kennedy. So I wouldn't, you know, don't try to go crazy here because, you know, this out, you know, it's probably not gonna, you know, happen. You know, I like that. That's a good play. I mean, he's got choices here where he can come up here and break out that problem with the 9 ball right now. But, you know, I like how she's thinking, you know, it's really, stuff's really tied up. You know, no point in, you know, she got her ball out. That was a good play. You know, he might be able to nudge this right now with the 14, make the 14, just make some clearance. I mean, you could even hit this hard, and the 5 ball might nudge out. No, he's not gonna. So no point. So I wonder if that 5 ball goes, if you clear out the 2-3, if that 5 ball goes down there. You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, then this could be a run out. So I like drawing, if the 5 goes,
Yep.
pass there. I like drawing back. You can cut the 3, 5, or I don't know. 4,
Yeah, that's
what I mean.
Yeah.
So 2 or 3, get that ball on the rail on the other side. 6, and then that ball by the 15, and you can leave yourself straight. I know it's tough to get on that 8 ball, but so it's a 5 ball. So you could go, 2, 3, 5, 6, 4, 8 if it goes by. Except from here, it looks like the 8 ball doesn't fit. I wonder if it fits when you go to. Let me just check that 8 one more time here. Maybe it doesn't fit past the 15. Super hard to tell in here.
Yeah, real hard to see. Yeah.
So that would be the issue. I mean, if you get good on the 5, you could even draw it back between the 8 and 15. So I kind of like that too. Set yourself up 6 to the 5. I'm sorry, 6 to the 4. Looks like she's playing a safe.
Yeah, I don't think she's trying to shoot here. She's
Okay.
just moving. Well, maybe
Maybe
she
she
was
was trying
going
to
for it.
shoot,
Yeah. Well, she didn't leave him nothing but the ball on the side.
You might be able to, use that for a breakout. I mean, you're sitting 9 to 5. I think I like being a little more aggressive now at this point in the match.
Sure.
I mean, but then again, it got him this far. His strategy's been working,
Yep.
But it's there, break this out. There he goes. There you go. I mean, you could even nudge the 8 ball click. I mean, you don't have to now if you're straight. Yeah. Maybe even clog up the pocket a little bit here. I think what happens sometimes too is people don't have a for sure plan in their head. It's kind of like, oh, I'll just figure it out when I get down there. Because I don't have a plan right now, and balls keep coming off the table.
Right,
Here. I
I'm
mean,
with
you could bank, maybe bank the 12. So you set up on the 14 here. You know what I mean? Let's, 14, 13, 9, 12 bank, and you can shoot that 8 ball down there. So you can bank that 12 if it goes. Let's take a look.
I still want to shoot the 13 off of the
Yeah.
8. Could he shoot the 13 off the 8 now and move that ball?
You could shoot the 13 now into the 5 or into the 4, or whatever this ball is by the side here,
Yeah,
and then send it down. But you know what I mean? It could get stuck on the 3. My guess is if you hit it good, it'll go down and plug up the 9. I don't like moving balls if you don't have to. I don't think it banks. The bank's not there.
Could you cut the 13 thin enough to hit that 8, and then the cue ball would be thinner?
So
you'd
cut
actually
the 13
run,
into the 8.
and that would make the cut a little thinner. So you would actually hit all strike ball. You'd hit all 15.
I don't know.
I just don't want to have to try to get shape on that 8.
Yeah, unless you got to be on the rail to make that. I mean, it's not impossible, but this 13 stripe and 4 ball is what's tough, Or I'm sorry, it's
Man.
a 12 ball and the 4 ball.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
I
not
know.
sure what I would do here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe now you got the angle to cheat the pocket. You can break it out. You know what I mean? Right now, just hit it with some pace. Looks like he's winding up here. Yeah, there you go.
So
now
now
we got
it's getting
options.
shape on that 8.
Yeah, this.
Where do you want to be?
I like
for
up
the-
and down. So I like
Okay.
I like shooting the. It always looks easier on camera, but. So I mean, what I'm seeing is you could thin the 9 ball up and down, kind of leave yourself the same angle almost right
Yep.
now, and just try to get straight on that rail behind the 3.
Sure, come up into that
Yeah.
3 and
Yeah.
try to be right
Yeah,
there.
I mean, you could use the 2 to slow you down, but then that's clogging everything up. You're going to push balls towards the 8. So you just want to get up and down here and don't miss anything. So just like that. Now, you know, I would have been in great shape. You know what I mean? But he hit
Yeah.
the 4 ball. You know. But again, no, she's in a good spot. You got more balls on the table. I know sometimes it always doesn't feel like it, but you got the advantage here. You know, and if you're thinking you have to deal with something right away, you don't. You know, she can easily take this 5 ball and set herself up. You know, but you want to deal with it right away. But if you don't have anything, don't force it. So take 1 ball, get yourself set up where you want to be. You know, make his 9 ball. I think would be the right idea, and don't leave him
Sure.
a shot. So you could almost, you know, shoot this 5, get on the 4 or the 3. You know, make his 9 ball and hook him.
What
You know.
about putting the 4 ball right up on the 8? You know, so it goes
Yeah,
in the
it
side.
just depends on the game you want to
Yeah,
play. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Do you want to
I think that's
draw it
kinda-
out, or do you want to, you know? So I think there is options here. You can always do that later. You can always play a safe,
Sure.
but you might as well take a free shot at the 5. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like you can always do that. What I'm saying, you might as well set yourself up with the 5, and then get good. You know what I mean? If you don't
Yeah.
get good, and I set myself up, now I can do the same thing.
Now you can do it
You know,
anyway.
so you can
Yup.
always do it. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I like the 5 there. Get straight on one of those balls, make the 9, and hook him. And then all of a sudden now he's got 1 ball on the table. He's tied up. He'll give you a ball in hand, and you run out. So still, I mean, this is not a gimme. I mean, you might, yeah, that came off the nipple wrong there. He didn't want to do that. So now this is, I don't want to say damn near impossible, but great shot. Oh wow. Yeah, and he left himself a shot on the 8. So now this is a little tricky. So the problem is you don't want to just leave him a kick on this, because all you gotta do is
Right,
touch that,
right.
and you got to look at the 8. It's not great, but you know, if you just touch that ball, it goes in, and you got to look at the 8 regardless. So I'd be thinking, how can I safety and eliminate the 1 rail kick? So I mean, it's hard to. Yeah, let's take a look at the overhead here. Let's see. So I mean, I don't think she has the angle with the. She might, if you can shoot straight into the 2. Send the 2 up to the middle table, you know, and then we take away the kick with the 3. I think then that would be a good shot. I mean, you could do tons of stuff where you leave them behind, you know, the 8, but then, like I said, you gotta kick at it, you know. So I like this here. Just make sure you get behind the 3. You don't want to leave them an easy kick. So I think here now, you know, you just got to touch it. You know, it's not a great shot. You know, it might scratch, but he's got a chance to make it.
Got a chance to win.
You know, so a good kick here would be to even kick this in, you know, thin, to leave it. You know, is that too hard? So I mean, even as hard as you hit that, he still has a look. You know what I mean?
Sure, sure. And I
So
thought
that's what you don't want. You know, I think this will hit the nipple. I mean, that's really close, but I think this shot hits 2 nipples in the side pocket here. Let me see if I'm right. No, he scratched. Oh, he hit that way too thick.
Yeah, he just hit,
He hit
thick.
that. He almost banked that ball, but
It came to the diamond.
Yeah.
So
But
now,
hey, this is a great opportunity for her.
Kennedy's
She should
coming
be
back.
out here. 3 ball, shoot this 3.
come on, girl.
Yeah.
I don't want to cheer too loud because Andy's my friend and he might hear me.
Well, I like a close match. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'm not rooting for anybody. Well, like you're saying, I root for the person that's down every time to get caught up.
Yeah,
Then when
yeah.
I get caught up, I don't want
And
them to
she's
win.
definitely missed some shots that
Yeah,
she
you
don't
know,
miss much. You know, I mean, everybody
she's-
has a bad night.
I'd
you
say
know.
she's almost playing maybe a little uncharacteristic of her skill level from what I've seen. I've
Yeah,
seen her play at a
yeah.
couple tournaments, and I've played her a couple times. And
I don't think it's like TV nerves being on the stream. I mean, she plays enough matches.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's a factor. I mean, it's just pool happens sometimes, you know.
How old is she?
19.
19, yeah. I mean, she's still young, you know.
Yeah, she has not played her best game of pool yet, for sure.
And I think Andrew, with that being said, he's been playing smart pool. You know what I mean? He's been doing what he had to do to get up, you know, this far in the match.
Yep.
You know, and especially after he was talking about it, you know. So it was a good shot there. She used her ball, and that's a good thing, too, when you're watching. You know, if you can use your ball in hand to get shape on the ball, that's trouble too. It's easy
Yep,
rather
yep.
than just taking ball in hand on the ball. That's trouble. You know, that way you're.
Should draw this straight back a little bit.
Yeah. I like the 2 right now.
I do too.
It's okay though. I mean, the 2's good for last ball because you're down. You know, you're down table and pretty much you just make it. You got a shot anywhere. But I just like it because I don't want to. Yeah, a lot of indecision. Just pick a ball and make it what you want to do. Get your shape, put your shape in your head. Just pick your spot on the table. There you go. There you go, 6-2-8.
Yep, she went over and looked to make sure she sees what she thinks she sees.
I'm curious to see what this will go to now. So it's about 80-20. 80%, 20% roughly. So I wonder if she gets it up to 6-9, what that's going to go to. What do you think, 30-70? For the percentage, the win percentage?
I think so. Yeah, I think it'll go over 30 for Kennedy.
I mean, they're pretty even matched
Should we?
up.
I mean, we're supposed to bet, aren't we? Isn't that what we do? I bet 28. You bet over. You call the odd. Dang, good try, girl.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be nerves a little bit. You know, it's tough, you know, when you start getting in the money and,
Yep.
you know, all of a sudden, suddenly, you know, everything's easy in the booth.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was a big one. That was looking really good, too.
Andy has made it to the hill first.
All right, well, that's a big one, you know. Now it's that mental thing, you know. I got to win 6 in a row. All right, let's see a break and run. We haven't seen one tonight. Let's see. This could be it. Made a ball. Right? 2, 4,
Nope.
6, 8. No.
I think they're all there.
Yep, they're all there. Well, their stripes are set up good. You can go. Say, get on that. See what this ball is. For some reason, you can see the balls better at this angle here. So get on that 12 ball. I think would be my goal next to the 8 first. Looks like it goes in the upper corner. If you can get on that, there shouldn't be an issue here. You gotta hit the zoom, huh? This one?
Over here. Nope.
What are you talking about? Oh no, she missed that one. Oh, that one.
Oh yeah. Well, this is about as zoomed in as we get.
Yeah, that's almost too much. Yeah, that's too much. That's a nice one right there.
This one, the balls are as clear as the
Yeah.
overhead. You know, the cameras want to be
Oh.
zoomed between
Yeah.
1 and 2.
When you're back a little bit too, you can see it, you know, not even the clarity, but you can just see the runouts a little better, I think. Yeah, he's playing smart, you know, he's letting her do the work and he's taking the games. That was a good play there, you know, you just leave him tough. like this desk you got in here, an old bowling lane. Is that
Yep,
what this is?
that's what it is. It's huge too.
Yeah, I like that. That's nice.
Everything screws to it. If you're a member of this tournament group, this specific in Messenger, I just sent a picture of the boys on the couch. That's you, Garrett.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't. Well, he's gonna make her ball. Make both of them.
Wow.
There you go. Well, I mean, I think I like taking a crack at this 12 ball right now. Send the 8 flying over there. Break this out.
Yep, I
At
dig
this
it.
point in the game, you gotta I like winding up and let's move the furniture around the room a little bit. All right, we got the same spot here. I don't know if that's a little less angle to move that 8, but
Yeah, she might have to draw it back and just take the bank.
bank,
and,
yeah. Maybe she was trying to get straight and do that. Oh yeah, she couldn't have did that with that angle. No way. So yeah, she's got to draw it back and hopefully the 8 ball doesn't get messed up and take the bank. Get in there.
Ooh.
It's all right. Well,
Does she still go for the bank here? Or, I mean, because you can't really shoot it off of the rail, off the 6 and up. That ain't in play.
no, you gotta go for it. You go
And
for
I
the
think-
bank. You know, it looks tough on here, but really, this isn't that crazy of a bank.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
if
it's extreme, but it's very
the 6
doable.
might keep the cue ball right there
Yeah,
for breaks, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like just pick your spot when you're looking at it like this. When you pick your spot on the rail,
Yep.
it's not really that crazy of a cut. You know, just pick your spot and, like I said, you don't have to rip this. You'd be surprised when you make a good stroke, how fast that object ball goes, even when it's thin. Just control that cue ball with a lot of top, so the cue ball doesn't get wild. Yeah, that was a good shot. Just didn't go in.
Didn't miss it by much.
Yeah, and she had shot too. Yeah.
So you won a big pool tournament, Mr. Zach Boss.
Yeah, I won a couple this
It
year.
was
It's been a good year.
Racy.
Last year, I guess. Yeah, I don't know when you want to call it. Into last year.
Sure.
Yeah, I've been doing pretty good.
What's your Fargo rate up to?
690, I think, last time I looked.
Okay, that's a good. We used to say before I even knew who you were, we used to call you the widest stance in the game. You
Yeah,
know.
I like it.
So
The
yeah.
Mike Siegel stance.
Yeah, and then you had then we switched it to the best hair in the game. Because I think
No,
you
I
had
don't got the hair either.
you had like a surfer
Hair.
beach hair for a
Yeah.
little while,
I
didn't
was
you?
trying to grow it out, but it got to be too wild, you know.
Yeah.
In between the stage where it gets long, extra long, and
Yep.
you know, just screw it. And then what I really didn't like, actually, to be honest, is when you're bending down, your hair goes in your eyes, when you're playing
Yeah,
pool and stuff,
yep.
and you're always trying to flip it back and do all kinds of dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see any problems here. This might be a 10:35 time of death here. Oh, straight in. See, I don't take the 3. Yeah, he's got this wrapped up. Yep, take your time. You got this far, check it out. It's top shot anywhere forward. Nice.
Well, if Andy finishes this up, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night. We'll have Brandon versus Brandon. Let's go Brandon
Let's
tomorrow
go,
night.
Brandon. There we go. Nice plan. Nicely done.
Good job, good battle.
Must be a winner, must be a loser.
Yep.
Yeah, good plan, both of them.
Well, I am going to go out and walk Kennedy to her car.
All right, thanks for
And,
having me.
Thanks for coming, Mr.
Yeah.
Zach Boss. I hope we get to have
Yeah.
you back.
Yeah, set something up for me.
It was a lot of fun, and I'll try to get a race to 25 or something for race 21, a couple $100 each or something.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, whatever you
Yeah.
guys try to set that
$500 or
up and
something,
live stream it.
We'll
Yeah.
figure it out. All right.
We can make it 2,000. I don't know, but all right. Well, have a good night, everybody. We
Yeah.
are signing off.